Hello, everyone, and welcome back to this week's episode of Dice and Dudes. What's up?
Oh, I was just coming close to the part.
Okay. Sorry we missed you guys last week, but we're 2 players short, and we're so close to the end game. We definitely did not want to subject anyone to missing out on what's about to happen. Once again, thank you all for joining us. We are once again brought to you by our friends at David's House and Terrain. He has a great little showcase coming up for on this weekend, and yes, I'm talking about myself in the third person. On June 2nd at Game Vault at 2 p.m. I'm sorry, June 1st at Game Vault at 2 p.m. running a very special Zombicide Black Plague / Green Horde game with 3-dimensional terrain, fully painted miniatures. It's going to be great. A special scenario created by yours truly. On the 2nd, I will be running a quick game of Masmora. It's a cute little dungeon crawler with chibi-like characters. It's real fun, real interesting. It plays pretty quick. Please come out and join us. Military Gamer Supply is also running a International Tabletop Day sale on the 1st and the 2nd. Go buy, they got, I don't know how much, I think it's 10% off of board games. I think that's what Jeremiah said, I think. But they're running a special on board games. Good. Now's the time to do it while they're cheaper. Go in there, buy them all out. Just clear out the stock. Just buy them all. Do we have anything else from Military Gamer Supply, Vince or Nick?
We have the 40K Grand Tournament coming up on June 29th and 30th. Go ahead and register on Best Coast Pairing. Spots are limited, so grab a spot as soon as you can. You can pay for that in store or on the store's website. I believe it's $30 per ticket.
Yeah.
There's HeroClix tournament this Friday night.
At 7 p.m.
7 p.m. How many points is it this Friday?
It should be 300 points, but if anybody has any questions, refer to me or the Military Gamer Supply page, and I'll get up to you on that. Or depending on what our tournament organizer decides. Most likely 300.
Also, open play for any tabletop game or strategy game Friday through Sunday, and Magic Friday through Sunday. Going to be kicking off Commander, Modern, and Standard. Might do a draft if there's enough people for a pot.
And also, if anybody comes in for International Tabletop Day, if you want to learn how to play 40K, I have a few models at the store. We also have some store case armies. If you want to learn how to play 40K, like a step-by-step, I can teach you how.
They also have a huge store of board games for lend. You can come in, borrow one of the more than 60 board games they've got stacked up. Sit down and play a game.
Yeah, we have a lot of board games stacked up.
That's about it.
Okay, so this weekend, International Tabletop Day. Wherever you guys go, get out there, play some games, have some fun, meet some new people, make connections. Board games is the way to do it, right? We don't need to be sitting in front of our computers or staring at our screens all day. So let's go play some board games. Other than that, we'd like to thank all of you guys who have been liking and subscribing on our various channels and our pages on Instagram and Facebook and the other one, the Twitter, all that good stuff.
That's way to show your
That's
age.
Twitter, yeah. That's Twitter.
I know all the Twitters.
We appreciate all you guys' love and support, and we thank you guys so much. Dan gave me this shirt, which is great. Love it. Grill Sergeant. I really love that little pun. Very, very punny. Thank you. Love it very much. Let's go and get back into the game, shall we?
Sounds like a plan, man.
All right.
Let's do it.
So let's bring it back down to this week's episode. Episode 28.
That should be it.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
Episode 28 of Dice and Dudes. Last week, the Knights of Fate had finally returned from Barovia against their own will, after Strahd had reclaimed a piece of his own soul that he had placed within Triswin all those years ago in your first visit to Barovia. Now with his newfound power collected and at its height, he completed the ritual to once again meld Barovia back into its original place within Khorvaire, displacing a large section of the Knightswood, and in doing so, suddenly had control of all the undying soldiers that guard Karnath and its borders. After teleporting back into Karrlakton to try to figure out what your next step was, you realized the city itself was being sacked by the soldiers created to protect it. After a harrowing fight and a running battle heading into the Citadel to try to save Lady Morwen. You all managed to succeed, but many innocent lives were lost. Making your way out of the east gate of the city, between here and the river to your south is a gathering of 1,000 people and more that now stand milling about and trying to come to terms with the carnage as you all can look back to the west, still hearing some of the bells chiming as Karrlakton burns. What are y'all doing?
Oh, where do we
Me
need to
when I
go?
take a
With the
bathroom.
lady.
So now.
Oh, I said it sounds like me when I go to the bathroom. Screaming.
Ready, start us off.
Indeed.
Are we
Are
still
there
like
any
the three of us back to back?
armed soldiers?
Roll me a perception check.
Uh, 10.
Kind of hard to tell. I mean, it is just a throng of people. Beyond the east gate of Karrlakton, it is a straight field. You have the cobblestone road that runs, that curves gently to the north after probably 20 miles outside of the city, but there's almost no vegetation, nothing without these walls. It is literally just a throng of people before you. It is
Okay.
too difficult to tell. But you can hear the screams of the wounded, those looking for each other. But you
Okay.
can't directly see if there's any soldiers milling about.
Okay.
But with Lady Morwen, right?
Well,
At this point, the you collected and you collected up with the rest of you as you all made your way out. You guys made your way out of the walls as a group.
I was the one that went in and got Lady Morwen. Because I had a good persuasion check.
I will bellow. Any armed men to me.
Okay. What is everyone else doing?
Lady Morwen, is there a safe place that we can take you?
Roll me an insight check.
I'm rather insightful. 17.
Lady Morwen seems different. Very different than the half dozen times that you've been in her presence. Not the least of which, the sun above you shines. And here she stands.
Why are you in? Never mind. I'll be back. I go find my pet.
Aye, that'd been nice.
we
Makusha
should
is useful
leave.
sometimes. He'll catch up to us. Probably quicker than we can move.
Gonna try and get back to where I can find Makusha.
You gonna head back into the city?
Yeah.
I'll go.
Flying air
That's
support
my
for that.
rep.
Crazy.
I'll go with them.
Okay, so you take off with him and...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You've
so
got
you,
AC. You've got your own personal AC-130 flying over here. There you go.
So you take to the air as well with the and follow
Yeah.
them? Okay. So while they're doing that...
We should regroup
I'm
and
trying to
find
get
a spot
soldiers.
there. What soldiers they had were mostly the Undying, and have turned against their own population. We need to regroup and try to at least get as many civilians out of here as we can, and leave.
Hey,
Are you feeling alright enough to travel, Lady Morrowind?
Look at the upside of this situation. They're never going to be
Roll me
forced
an
enough to do
insight
that again.
It's not in the box.
It's going to be in the box.
No, it's in the box. 17.
Plus 6, so
23.
20.
Pretty good for fumbles.
Not only is Lady Morwen acting differently, she has color in her cheeks, but she seems somehow weaker.
lady, do you know who you are?
I am Lady Morwen of Karrlakton.
Do you know who we are?
If you're referring to my current condition,
I
it
am.
was a safeguard. If you should fail and Strahd would return to this world, he would have control of every vampire sired within his line. I am no longer a vampire.
Ah.
At least that's a good sign. Now about King
What
Caius.
about what about His Majesty?
He would be within court, and I would assume under his control.
So we do not go to Korth.
Seems like a good idea.
Where would be the next best place we could go? We are near Thrain. We could go. We're not near Thrain. Okay.
Yeah, Rain's on the other side of the
That's
that's
the
right.
other side of the Moorland. You are
Oh,
way,
yeah,
very
we're
far
away.
away.
We're near
It's about this time you see
Stormhole.
maybe 2 or 3 soldiers that look like they're still in fighting shape will approach Lady Morwen. Lady Morwen, she turns and, what are we to do? Get the civilians away. We need to get further away from the city. If they regroup and come after us, we have no defense.
I'm going to use the greater mobility of Hamish, and I am going to scatter perimeter while the slow foot traffic.
So trying to see, like, just staying at the rear. Okay.
Yep.
Lady Morwen looks at you all, and with him returned and his power base, what it is, we must head east. We have to make our way into the plains.
Then we go to the plains.
We should.
There's no city within Karnath that is safe now.
We may know a few people there. We can seek for help.
Each of you guys, go ahead and roll me a perception check, please. Not you three, except for you, because you're in the air. No,
Okay.
yes, you.
Me?
That could be in the air too.
Ah, motherfucker.
Go ahead.
I have wings.
Go ahead.
Oh, sweet.
How whopping 11.
That's a 27.
23.
No, I'm sorry, a 12.
Why does everybody forget I have wings?
7. I rolled a 1.
Because you have to summon them. I
I've had
don't.
them summoned the whole time.
It's because you've been chanting that you're going to become a beautiful butterfly, not that you already are.
You know, they forget you. They forget you have wings for the same reason they forget I'm a fucking ranger. I've had my wings longer, and he's been the ranger longer.
As you all,
Pretty much.
Because you punch things.
as you all are making your way in, you two in the air, you guys outside the city, the throng of people here to the east is immense, and they're slowly being pushed to head further east. And these are people who, this is just past dawn. I mean, most of these people are still in their bedclothes. Most of them were aroused from sleep and had to flee with literally nothing but the clothes on their backs. They are slowly being pushed in that direction, just getting them as far away from the city as they can. You in the air can see that other fires are being set to the buildings all around. More and more fires are being set. The only place that doesn't seem to be currently burning is the Citadel. And the fire is spreading unchecked. Far to the north, where the Nightwood lies, at this point you can barely see what appears to be the beginning of the front phalanx of soldiers exiting the Knightswood
Can you
and making their way
point
to
that
Karrlakton.
on the map?
Knightswood is right here.
Uh-huh.
They have just crested. I mean, literally, there is nothing but plains between you guys and the Knightswood.
Okay.
And you can just barely off in the distance make out that movement. And it almost looks like the trees themselves are moving. Those of you that can get higher in the sky, you can see people are slowly filtering out of the trees and are heading towards the city.
Strahd comes from the Knightwood.
Yeah, figures he'd leave the Citadel alone. And,
Perhaps he plans to use it for his new
yeah,
home.
definitely.
That makes it easy for us to find him.
not so bad to get in and out of.
Well, that was before there was a city full of the time.
We should get as many people as we
How
can.
long are you guys
to
going to
safety.
stay in the city looking for Makusha?
Till I find her.
I'm not gonna start whistling.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an investigation check, please.
Mighty 10.
Can I
The
aid
first
him?
about hour of looking. Well, you can't aid him because he's in the sky.
I'm flying above.
Yeah. First hour of looking, there's no sign. And just try. Yeah, and you haven't even made it back to the point where you initially saw where she fled. At this point, you're just looking at any place where she could have been getting that point, and you haven't made it. You've seen scale nor feather.
Keep looking.
Yeah.
I'm gonna imitate his call.
You can imitate it perfectly.
Makushla.
You keep hearing yourself in stereo.
So go ahead and you roll me an investigation check as well.
Makushla.
Oh, that's a net 1 for a total of all of.
The slowly approaching army to the north is putting you a bit on edge, and it makes it hard for you to really focus on your search. This group of people is meandering very slowly.
All of you go back and help. I find hands, then I come.
So what are the three of you doing? I know you're keeping rear perimeter, but what is everybody else doing?
Assisting people moving east.
Okay.
So we're not privy to the slow.
I called it out.
No. You guys, like those of you who rolled high enough, can see like something's happening, and when you see something's happening, at that point you'd be too far away, but you can guess what's happening.
Okay.
It's pretty easy to tell when he teleported you guys out of Barovia, which would be the Zvalich Woods, which is actually the Nightwood. When he teleported you guys out of the Nightwood, you guys saw that army traveling south.
Okay.
So you guys are pretty sure that's the army. Now it's pretty easy to put two and two together with that.
Scouting a path towards the Talinta Plains.
Okay, so you try to push to the. It takes a good, probably half an hour to push to the front of these people to get to where you're in front of this group, and they are. Most of them are walking backwards and looking at their home. Some people are hanging their heads low. They're terrified and they're broken.
I'll help people if I have to carry people. I will.
Okay.
How many people are you going to carry?
How many people can I carry? I can carry the old and people,
Probably
the young.
two people. You can probably carry two people and not slow without slowing yourself down too
Okay.
much.
So I'll do that.
Okay.
So what did we learn? Don't let zombies guard your city.
Yeah, maybe not the best time for the sarcasm, but it's good that you're here with me instead of with the people.
Indeed.
By the way, one of you might want
You're
to
finding
look
it
and
very
say,
hard to move about the
says an army
streets.
coming.
The amount of fire that's here is, and like you guys, it's the amount of smoke that's in this area is beginning to be. It's getting very difficult to stay flying above this.
The
I mean, you-
updraft's awesome.
the updraft's great, but it's also beginning to get into your lungs, and you find yourself coughing and sputtering a bit as the city is burning.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and fly
Go
back
ahead
and
and
make sure they
roll
know
me. Each
an
of you guys
army's
going to roll me
coming.
one more investigation check, please.
Wow, I cannot be bothered to roll above it. Yeah, it's a total of a 9.
20, not natural.
Okay. It's taking a long time to search. After about 4 hours of searching, you can see what looks to be several pieces of what were once protectors of the city littering an alleyway that almost forms kind of a trail. And you begin to try to follow that, and it's heading towards the north exit of the city.
Move faster. Start calling her with thaumaturgy.
Okay. At this point, the bells have ceased. The towers appear to be overrun, and the two of you can very clearly see there are still hundreds of the Undying within the city. Do you continue to try to push your way into the city, or do you retreat with the rest?
I'm gonna follow.
Go back.
Follow who?
I was going to follow him, but I guess I'll go back.
Well, I mean, he's gone. Like, once you get in the city, you can't see him anymore.
As soon as I know that they can't hear me over the sending stone, I'll tell them to go back and warn them that the army's coming.
Yeah.
You can't do anything on foot. Go back. Let them know there's an army coming.
I go back.
Yeah. You find it distressingly easy to catch up with the throng of people that are moving to the east. What are y'all going to do?
I'm not much of a people person right now, as we found out when I scared the shit out of a whole horde.
We're disguised as one of the undead that
No, we're
turned
slaughtering
against
everybody.
them.
Whereas looking like one of their heroes might work a little better.
Over the sending stone, as I'm carrying 2 people, I will say, help get these people out of here. Let's get them to the Talenta Plains as fast as we possibly can, or as fast as they are able to move. We need to leave and regroup.
Make way for me to the front.
I'm already carrying 2 people!
Not you! I meant the people in front of me. Get out of my way.
Oh, you're at this point, you're already at the front of them. It's pretty easy to see where you have to go. You guys have to follow the river and then turn south.
Yeah. Follow me. I'll lead you to safety.
As long as you keep your river to the right, you guys can make your way. But it's gonna be a couple of days at least with this throng of people.
Can we see the gray fog of the moorlands across the river?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna try and.
it's just it's far enough away that it's just at the edge. But yeah, you can see it.
Okay.
I'll try and forage as much food as I can on the way, because I
Okay.
know these people are gonna be hungry and thirsty. Well, the rivers.
All right.
Yeah.
Anybody else doing anything?
I'm rear guard.
Making
As soon
sure
as I
they
find
know
the
that there's
push,
an
I'll
army
haul
coming.
But that way.
And,
Well,
sorry?
I'm
an
still
army
looking for it.
moving into Karnath.
But
Since
then
I didn't
I'll
get
make
that
a
info.
beeline straight back to the group.
Okay. Go and roll me a perception check this time, please.
Yeah. 11.
11. Pretty. It's fairly easy to see that when she exited to the north, she made a beeline and she headed straight. So she headed straight to the east.
Following the trail as best
Uh,
I can.
She looks like she's veering off from the group of, the throng of people. But she's as fast as she can.
And she's faster than me. So
Yeah, she's got a couple hour head start on you too.
Big
But
fall.
you know where she is. Like, you know where she's headed at this point. So at that point you continue to follow?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not losing that damn Carver.
What are the rest of you doing there? Anybody else doing anything in this? Or you guys just slowly walking with this group of people?
I'm rear guard.
I'm trying to see if I can lift and help carry anything without slowing down too much.
The thing is, the amount of people trying to help physically isn't as much help.
She's headed towards the throne, right?
Who?
Makusha.
She's headed. Well, the throng is headed east. She's headed like east northeast. Like she's.
I know where she's going.
Yeah, you know where she's headed.
So
she's,
if I went to the throng and helped for a while, I could cut back and find her.
this trail is fairly easy to follow. I mean, with all the other hoof prints and stuff, it's pretty easy to differentiate which one is the giant carver
raptor
prints.
monster,
Yeah. You can clearly see. It helps that it rained last night.
No.
So it's fairly easy to track her.
Alright. I'll fly back to the throne. Bay, I need you to find her. I help some people. It's not a difficult path to the plains. They may need some more support more than they need guiding. But if you
Alright.
find her, take a big weight off my mind.
I'll go look for her.
I shall begin speeching.
Yeah. So you're trying to get people riled
Don't
up.
worry, the mother will protect you. Follow me to the plains. I know the halflings. They will defend us and help us.
Go ahead. And
For I have defended and helped them in my great generosity as a priest of the mother.
Go ahead and roll a persuasion check with disadvantage.
So,
you should
persuasion.
roll. Yeah.
I'm full of bullshit.
Holy fuck, you ass.
30?
Yeah. They
With
believe
those
everything.
words, you hear a murmur begin to take up among the throng of people, and they slowly begin to pick up the pace and start moving much quicker. You have more people helping the injured and the sick, putting them into firemen's carries, or even just holding out their arms so that way someone can sit on them, and then just moving quicker. The rousing, especially with a 30, the rousingness of that speech spurs people on. That you can't just let the depression set in. It's, do you want to live, or do you want to stay here and burn with your city? And now they begin to move much, much quicker. They continue to move until nightfall. During that time, the city, Karrlakton, slowly begins to fade in the distance behind you, before all you can see is the distant plumes of black smoke rising from the city itself. They were able to get, in total, about 20 miles away from the city with the increased pace a few hours after, probably closer to midday. They were able to pick up the pace. So they were able to get about 20 miles.
Okay.
You have a throng of hungry people now with no idea where to go or what to do. And it is the middle of winter.
I would
Oh, cool. It doesn't affect me because special.
I would enlist Lady Morwen's authority here. And very bluntly, I'll say, Lady Morwen, we need firewood. We need a way to organize these people, find out their skill level. Those who can forage. Those who can collect wood will collect wood.
Yes. We have about an hour before sunset. You're all right. Let me set them to the task. And she starts barking orders to people, and some people begin going out. The area that they're in, sadly, Karrlakton is a metropolis. It is, 300,000 people. It is 300,000 people in the city.
Yeah.
The area around it's been pretty well cleared out, so it's tough to find too much.
No, that's not the problem.
They can find bits of some bits in order to build a bonfire, but not a whole lot. Food is the scarce thing.
Yeah.
I'd like you to go ahead and roll me a survival check as you leave a couple hours after to go see if you can find the food shop.
That's a whopping 19.
Okay. After about 4 hours of walking, at a fairly quick pace, as you can move pretty fast, without having to worry about leaving your own trail and staying hidden, you pretty easily pick up where her trail is, and you can see it looks as if about 5 or 6 miles out of the city, she turned to the north. It almost looks like she's making a beeline to the largest area that looks like would give her cover, which is the Knight's Wood.
Head up that way.
As you continue to follow, go and roll me one more survival check, please.
Another 19.
Okay. Around nightfall, as you barely make your way to the edge of the wood, you can look off to the west and you can see the forward phalanx of this army. Looks like it's going to reach Karrlakton within the next hour or two. The line of soldiers is about a mile long.
Hey. And are they marching like the undead?
Go ahead and roll me an investigation check.
$15.
It looks like every man, woman, or child that lived within Barovia or died within Barovia is marching in that group. And with the 15, you can also see the north gate now stands completely open, accepting the armies.
They're too far away to hear me.
A couple hours after this point, when you head into the woods, you will break through a clearing, where you will see a very banged up, scratched up, bleeding, and hurt Makushla as it does what it can to clean its wounds. Gonna roll me a stealth check, please.
Well,
Perry disappears from the campaign.
Again.
35.
Has no idea you're there. What do you do?
Carefully go up to her, soothingly, Makushla.
So you approach?
Yeah.
You get fairly close to it before it realizes you're even there when you say its name, and it raises him. Roll a animal check. With advantage because she knows who you are. She's aware of you.
Oh god, 1.
Wow.
Oh,
Seriously?
Did he
I know,
roll
right?
one?
Huh. And my handling is pretty low too. 8.
8. She is very standoffish and still very scared. And as you take a step forward, she bares her teeth more, and you hear that low growl in the back of her throat. What do you do?
Attempt to cast Cure Wounds.
So you continue to approach?
Yeah, 3rd
Okay.
level.
And this is how Perry dies.
That is an 18 to hit.
18, that's a match.
Match. So she bites at you. That is 11 points of damage.
Ow.
As you have your hands out, she goes right for one of those hands. You pull it away as fast as you can, but still a couple of teeth scrape right along the back of your hand that opens up a stinging wound. But
Do
she
I have
still
enough time?
stays. She is laying on her side. Her head is up. You can see she has a. It looks like something got her with what looks to be either a sword or axe in her hunch.
Try again to approach.
Well, go ahead and roll me an attack roll.
An attack roll. Attack with what?
Your proficiency bonus and your dexterity modifier.
Oh, okay. So
+6 and then plus whatever else.
6 plus 6, 12.
21.
And when she bites you, as you're pulling back, you realize this is your chance. Reaching up, you touch her and you cast your spell. The healing magic flows into her body, and you can see that very vicious, jagged wound slowly begins to knit closed, and you can see the pain in her eyes as she and slowly clambers to her feet, looks at you. Gonna roll me another hand on and we'll check with advantage.
That's better.
That one gets them all by the newly healed Makushla.
She tried to eat
23.
Harry Potter.
Yeah.
This time, as you approach again, she licks the hand that she bit.
Thank
But
you.
you're able to grab her bridle. Her saddle looks like it's wrecked. It's going to need repairs.
Don't
The
even
bridle
bother.
itself is one of the only things that's still left on her. And you're able to slowly lead her back. Well, even with the healing that you do, what level of healing spell do you do?
3rd.
3rd? Even with that level of healing, she looked like she was almost on death's door. Like, she barely made it out of there. It was just pure adrenaline that got her out of that city. And she was probably going to make a beeline straight for the Knightswood until she saw that marching force and was like, nope, try at least go around. But she went instinctually for cover immediately. And as soon as she got within the Knightswood, she went to ground. Without the very good survival checks that you did, you wouldn't have found her. Like, it would have taken, when she hit the Knightswood, it would have taken someone who know how to track in order to find her in there. It will take you. Are you going to continue through the night, or are you going to bed down to rest?
Bed down to rest.
Okay.
I know the rest of the party isn't going to go anywhere.
Do you rest where the clearing that she found is?
Yeah.
Okay. She curls up pretty close to you while you guys sleep.
Spooning.
Not really spooning, but she gets close to you. Seemingly very appreciative for the help.
For this guy.
Take some of the rations I have.
But she doesn't help you keep watch. Like, she is exhausted. She sleeps. The only reason why you were able to catch up with her is because of how badly wounded she was. If she was at full strength, she wouldn't have, she's gone. You would have taken days to find her. Just like it happened the last time. It took you guys almost a week to find her.
You're going to take a risk and...
Okay, so
sleep
while
anyway.
that's happening, the rest of you, let me go ahead and make a couple of rolls here. Oh, wow. The people are still very much inspired by your speech. They've been able to get a few bonfires going. It's cold. It's about 50 degrees tonight, and it's getting colder.
Children?
The women, the children, people are able to gather around these bonfires. There's not too much in the way of wind, so there's no risk of it really going out. There's enough fuel with those rolls to last the night to keep people at least warm, but aching bellies are going to become an issue.
Yeah.
Well, it's a good thing you've got a ranger that stayed.
Yeah, but feeding 1,000 people is going to be hard.
Well,
I'm going to wrap up
How do you
as,
feed the kids? So you got
I'm
the
going to wrap up
house.
as many children as I can in my cloak. And just go without my cloak.
Okay, you trade over a couple of kids, you know.
Yeah.
Probably some that you've recognized running around the city at one point, you know.
Yeah.
They look at you with terror in their eyes, but still thankful. They curl up in your cloak and they slowly go to sleep next to the fire, holding their stomachs tightly.
I'm gonna go around everyone and just get them into groups. Body heat is what
Right.
the only
Oh
thing
yeah,
we
yeah.
have.
People are congregating, collecting as close as they can. The fires are helping stave off a lot of the night's heat. People are literally right up against them. The few guards, you found that there are 11 guards in fighting shape. That is it.
Okay.
And they have been tasked with making sure nothing tries to sneak up on you guys during the night to try to keep people
I'll pair
moving.
with one and then 5 other groups of 2.
Okay.
Did the girl guard captain make it?
She did not. She died trying to defend the citadel. Oh, no, I'm sorry, not the citadel, but the temple, which has been burned. So the Church of the Sovereign Host, the Temple of the Sovereign Host, was burned to the ground.
What about that
I'm
cult?
gonna make
Are they
I'm gonna
dead?
make Onlo rest because he's got that really bad wound.
Yeah, halfway through the day, Onlo is being carried by some people. Onlo is in a bad way.
I'm gonna put him on top of Hamish.
Okay.
I will heal people when we're at make.
As much as you
When we
can.
can't, I will use the entirety of my spells and lay on hands.
How many spells do you have
Okay.
left? You've used
Amlo has
2?
Yeah. So I have all my first level, which I will
And you're
hand
going to spend the rest of your spells?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
All on low, unless he's full up before I finish him.
No, he won't.
I figured.
Yeah, he's full. But after a couple of spells in him where he can move around, he's like, no, help others. Help others, man. It's like, yeah, I know I'm messed up, but that's a little better.
We
And
use
as he
all
just
of those.
pulls a jagged piece of broken blade out of his stomach, throws it to the ground. He
Amlo
is,
has a little white raven sitting on his shoulder now.
Yeah.
Shut up and accept it.
People will collect up around your guys' spells. People can be helped. The people who were The injured from the battle can be helped with your guys' spells, but the infirm and the sick, they're much harder. They're being helped as much as they can, so they don't slow you guys down the following day. But you guys do. I mean, with your amount of spells that you guys have, you guys can help a few dozen people, especially with your healing
Also,
ability with
30 points
that.
from lay on hands.
Yeah.
I can Eldritch Blast somebody.
Not really helpful for healing them. It does the opposite. That's anti-heal.
Are you sure?
Yeah, 100%.
That's how we take care of the
Like-
weak and the infirm.
Wow.
Pretty bad.
It portions
that was
them
the
up. 3 blasts should
restoration now.
portion up a healthy child, into like
No.
feeding.
As the night passes on, go ahead and roll me a perception check, please.
I am blind. 9.
Yeah.
I'm blind.
Can I get advantage because the guy I'm with is assisting
No, he's
me?
rolling separate.
Something separate?
As you guys are moving about and watching through the night, nothing really happens. You guys don't come into contact with anything. Real quick, look this real fast. Where are you? There you are. Okay. So, from where you guys stand right now, it is 4-day walk between where you are and the Talenta Plains. And this mass group of people is going to take all 4 of those days. But they're not going to make it if they don't start getting some kind of food.
I go for help when I wake up.
While the night passes, short one parry. What are the 5 of you doing after you have expended yourselves to try to assist these people?
What would it take to kill a Treg? Or a Bronto?
I'm
That would
gonna-
feed everyone real quick.
I'm gonna keep moving through the
sure.
camp. Trying to cheer people up.
As best you can.
Blessings, dirty jokes.
People will chuckle at the jokes. They appreciate the help, but you can very much tell the stress of everything that's happened, coupled with the hunger. The hunger is what's going to kill. That's what's going to kill morale.
Pass out all the rations I've got.
Okay.
I've got quite a bit in that handy haversack too.
Yeah, you guys have. Let me see. You guys were in there. You guys have bought 2 weeks for each of you, and you guys were in Barovia for about a week.
That's okay, I eat like a bird.
Aren't you like good enough at cooking over there that you could cook like a tree?
Yeah. So
Meals.
yeah,
Technically.
1,000 people. I mean, ration out as much as you can. I mean, most of the kids, a lot of the fighting soldiers are like, oh, we got this. But
Make
the
sure
old and
parents
infirm-
see their kids getting food.
Yeah.
That way that will help their spirits.
Yeah, it's this first night can be a lot of the impact of the hunger, a lot of the impact of the hysteria, of the depression, of just everything that's happened today, the horror. It can be lessened, but if you don't come up with something, this is it. Like, you guys are expending your resources to do this for today.
Yeah, this
And
is
they
a
got
stopgap.
4 days of travel.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, during the night, while the 5 of you are done moving about, collecting up, what are y'all doing?
I'm exhausting myself on patrol.
Okay. So you stay out all night. Okay. So what are the 4 of you doing?
Pass out.
Draka's doing the no sleep meditation thing, looking at the book about the Haiti Diary of Strahd
Yeah.
that we picked up, and just trying not to have a mental breakdown due to Tentacle Dad is watching him again, and that's a bad mental state when you've had a vacation.
That doesn't feel nearly as bad as what's happening around you. On your worst day of Tentacle Dad, watching everything that's happened today has been 10 times worse.
Yeah, well, all that compounded it. He's just trying not to...
Break down completely.
Yep.
And the 2 of you?
Leading prayer circles, gathering masses into prayer of Dolar,
Okay.
Trying to bring him home.
Keeping watch for anything tiny and delicious.
Oh, you're able to forge. Like you guys can still forge. You guys are rangers, so you guys still have that foraging ability. But you know how many people it can feed, which is
Better that many.
it's better that many than 0. But it's still
Broth goes a long way.
it's a 10th of a percentage. The point is to try to get these people at least to some kind of safety.
Yeah.
And the problem is right now it looks like there's nothing safe besides the Talenta Plains.
The hat is forgotten in the bag. It's just like
Okay.
it's
I
a
feel
fuck
bad.
it moment of why bother.
I feel bad for the little tiny animals considering that there's a giant black flapping apex predator with a fucking
Oh, they were not
Like-
prepared for that.
Yeah.
No, it's
No.
Death from above.
Suck
Yeah.
it.
like little bunny rabbit bending down to sleep. He's here. Food?
The night passes slowly and arduously. You stay out all night.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to make a.
Take your
exhaustion roll.
just take your point of exhaustion.
Okay.
Everyone else sleeps. You sleep.
I'll get around to it eventually.
Okay. So at least you can get some rest. Or are you trying to get to where you don't have to make a roll?
I will be killing things all night.
Then you go to take your 1 point of exhaustion.
Okay.
Yep.
I have no idea where to mark that.
You're at exhaustion level 1.
The next day, as the sun begins to rise, you all can see once again what's happening. This is just people littering around, fires that are slowly beginning to burn down, just everywhere in this field. They've all kind of huddled together in groups to get as close as they can to these fires during the night. You see people slowly starting to get up and wake up, and you can see that dawning realization on their faces of what's happened the previous night, of how much this has affected them.
Even though I'm tired, as soon as people get up, I want to get them busy so they're not idle and
Oh, yeah.
retreat in their heads.
Now, this is Lady Morwen. She wakes up. She has the few soldiers she has left. Start getting people like, we have to move. We have to get moving. We can't stay here. It takes about half an hour, but the people seem to be at least better organized now. With your efforts and the efforts of the soldiers and Lady Morwen, your efforts to try to get people's heads out of the depression, they managed to band together, get moving faster at a better pace. So they are moving at a normal pace as much as they can. A fast pace for this large group of people is impossible. There's too many old. There's too many infirm. There's too many sick. But they're able to move at a normal pace.
For a wee bit of levity, you all wake up to Arnos passed out on a pile of corpses.
That is a very, very quick breakfast that is cooked up as people are gathering up and is passed out. People who did get to eat the previous night tend to, get some food. Those people who are going to be moving around, kids are still fed. You guys get as much as you possibly can from this. You basically clear out every groundhog within like a mile radius of where your guys' camp was.
Did he see a shadow?
No, just all night, yeah. Like, winter's coming, bitch. You all are able to gather up
Those poor prairie
and
dogs.
make your way, and begin making your way to the southeast.
I offer Hamish to Lady Morwen if she wants to ride.
Thank you. I need to walk with my people. I need to show them strength. If I can't walk with them now, I don't deserve to be their leader.
Have you located any of these number who are foragers, fishermen?
Yes, we've
Hunters.
set them out to the task as much as we can, but these areas are not very good for hunting. I have put myself to as much as I can to creating food and water for those that I can, but it is a powerful spell and I have a limited number. But we have been getting people fed as much as we can, but something must be done as quickly as we can or people will begin to starve soon.
Yeah, about that. I go now.
Okay? Where do you go?
Gather roll.
Okay. You've been to Gatherhold before, so you don't need to make a roll. You're very familiar with that place. What point do you pick?
My favorite part of Gather.
So right in the House of Hospitality within
hates you so
within
much.
House Galantra.
She hates you so much.
As you appear,
I'm going to take the 7 weakest and slowest of the 1,000 with me.
so just 7 sick people.
Whoever.
I mean, yeah, 7 sick. Okay. Old, infirm,
Yeah.
can't move, slowing people down. Yeah. You teleport out. You appear, and you see the face of a half-elf woman in her middle-aged, deep wrinkles, sun-baked, with a consternated look on her face that grows ever more unimpressed when she notices you are among the 8.
What?
That's where we're going to go to take a quick break. We'll be back here in about 10-15 minutes. Let's stretch our legs, go to the bathroom, all that stuff. We'll be right back. Stay with us. And we're back. Thank you all for sticking with us. We're going to get right back into this because we got a lot of ground to cover today. So, now, with Flynn teleporting in to the House of Hospitality within Gatherhold, now standing before Moira, a very familiar half-elf woman who scowls as she looks at you. Why are you back?
God, you love me.
But
Am I
Her-
not lovable?
her countenance kind of changes when she sees the very obviously infirm and sick people around you. What?
Oh, you see, great army of the undead led by evil overlord, probably the end of the plane as we know it, just crushed Karrlakton, and these are the weakest of the refugees that I brought with me.
A older man looks up at her. They burned our homes to the ground. Karrlakton is wiped from the face of Khorvaire.
Yeah, I sense that, old man.
She kind of takes a step back, turns and looks to the dragonborn behind the bar. She says, "Go find the representative of House Jarasco quickly, please, quickly. Please come with me." And she begins leading the people to the houses of healing within the guild of House Jarasco.
So, was that me too, or no? I need to go talk to important people.
I need to help these people. These
Okay.
people need help.
So I can take what I want from Sabaya.
You touch the bar, and you know what happens.
But I won't touch the bar, I'll just touch the bottle behind Sabaya.
At this point, she's already
I've
already
been
out.
dealing with refugees and armies for a while. I need a drink, damn it.
Yeah, at this point she's completely ignoring you.
Taking this, here's your gold.
Dragonborn, as he sees you put the gold on the counter, he kind of nods and then heads out, but moving much quicker than her and the group of older, infirm people moving with her.
Straight to where all the fancy halflings sit.
As you exit the tent, you can see there is a bustle of people within the area.
This is more than usual.
Go ahead and roll me a straight intelligence check.
17.
It's right around the month-long Gatherhold meeting of the clans.
Oh, I'm lucky. As there will be lots of halflings to die for me.
Well,
Yeah.
Go straight to the big fancy tent.
okay. Well, there's no the where the council sits as permanent structure. It's actually built within a fairly large, not really a mountainside, but more like a large hillock side.
The big amphitheater thing.
It's a big
It's
hobbit hole.
pretty easy to find that area there.
Probably not that big for normal height people, but it's
When you approach, as you get closer, you see halflings start kind of scowling, as this is areas, for those who serve the lath, various laths. But you have a marking on your wrist. Show the marking, and they kind of give you a strange look, but don't give you a second look as you move into the area. Go ahead and roll me a perception check, please.
am.
With the nat 20, I think it's 29.
As you're moving, you bump straight into a small person. As you take a step back, you look down, and you see a gray-haired man. You went, "Oi!" Look open. You recognize Hassan.
My
Oh, yourself, Hassan. What you do here?
So, what am I doing here? I'm meant to be here. What are you doing here?
Well, I've come to summon the halflings to help in the evacuation of Karrlakton and possibly the great last fall. Evil vampire god brought his armies from another dimension. You know, it's the usual shit.
This is above my thing. This is your Knights of Fate shit. Come with me. I'll take you to Cade.
But really, it's a good thing, you know?
Yeah,
we fight the legions of undead, thousands upon thousands upon thousands of zombies.
He starts making his way through the crowd with you following him. So
Did I mention the vampires, Hassan?
you just see him like slowly shaking his head as he moves. You can tell he's older. Like the years have been catching up to
Yeah,
him.
it's not.
Yes.
Is it Coral or Rixie?
No.
Corin, I think.
No.
Yeah, 'cause-
This is different.
Hasseth is our brother.
yeah,
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm saying the wrong name.
it should be Corin. He's the one was Cade's second in command. I
That's
believe.
right, Corn. Sorry. Apologies, Corn. But you can see that Corn, the years have not been too kind to Corn. Going from being inside, buildings and being in civilization, his skin is bleached. It is burned quite darker. He's been getting quite a bit more sun than he's used to. Probably running on the backs of the carvers and other things, moving about this place. It's been probably a bit tougher on him. After about 15 minutes of walking through, and you coming past dozens and dozens of different tribes, different clans of halflings that move around the Talenta Plains, you begin to see the symbols and banners of the snow leopards. Cade's people, the people that you joined in blood when he became a member of, when he became a Lath. It's much larger than what you had expected. This is a fairly large area. There's quite a few people here. And as you're brought to the largest tent, Coral opens the flap and allows you to enter. You kind of have to stoop to enter. But once you get in, you can see a tent that is decked out in finery. There are furs on the floor. There's furniture that has been brought. There's a nice, comfortable chair. Sitting behind the desk with his head down, reading something, you recognize Cade. Cade, you like to join us real quick?
He's been waiting so long.
9 months he's been waiting.
Right? Yep. Just then though, you just see the excitement. Just like,
He's been
fuck
here
yeah, I'm not in
every
the back
single
seats.
day, just waiting for us to get his character back.
We just never got to me. It's really
Commitment, man.
We're all about story here.
alright. So now I can get my stuff
My
up.
pile.
Hand me back the 7, please. You can hand that to Paul, please. You hand that to Nick.
Dear God, I've got a lot of resources.
Yeah.
And if you can pass that down to Buck, please.
Oh, I need.
Bunt.
Oh my gosh.
All
Yeah, that's pretty much
He's
tapped out.
almighty.
Let's see if I even have a level 9.
You just make one real quick.
Like literally, you could just strike out like
Scribble.
level.
Yeah,
But
I'll
they-
just
no.
do that real fast until I can get you a level 9 one printed out.
That's so special.
Just take a 7 and add a little. You add a 7.
No, do not ruin the gravity of this moment. I've never had one of these before.
All day.
Really?
Yeah, I've never cast a
Hey,
level 9 spell.
David,
Oh, okay. I was
How
about
have
to
I
say.
accomplished
do
something
I
in the
get
game that
these
you
back?
haven't?
Because I didn't sleep.
I
Yeah,
don't know how to feel about this.
because they come back in a day, not an arrest.
Okay.
I rested.
Okay. You look up, Kate, and you see a very disheveled looking Though he has a smile on his face, you can still see concern in his eyes. Flynn, sans the rest of the group.
Flint, what are you doing here?
Well, this is where you are. Coincidentally, I need a tiny bit of help stopping the end of the world.
Wait, where's the rest of the group?
I was there with the refugees after Karrlakton burned to the ground.
Hold up. What? What are you talking about?
Was I not clear? I know.
Yes, I know, but what
Can
happened?
you hear me down there?
Yes, I can. Lights out.
He comes up and punches you on the arm. No, it's still very good to see each other.
Yeah.
I miss
Wouldn't that
that.
be a nut tap with your height? Just
So,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
funny story. That evil vampire thing that you fought back in Barovia?
Strahd.
Yeah, he came to here now. And he brought his whole legion of undead with him. But he's no longer a vampire god, so he's killable. But yeah,
What do you mean?
I mean,
Strahd is here?
Barovia crashes into our plane. Army of the undead a mile long. End of times. Karrlakton burns to the ground as all the undead betray us. You know, simple things.
Where are they at?
Well, I assume Karrlakton. Or do you mean the refugees that we managed to save?
Yes.
Oh, those are about 20 miles outside of Karrlakton? Except for the 7 I brought with me because they were old and crippled and don't move very fast.
Do I know how close that is to
Karrlakton, from the borders of the Talenta Plains, it's a 5-day walk, like at a regular pace.
my territory?
No, your territory is much further to the east. Yeah, yours actually borders the Moorholes.
That's
so
right.
yours is far from that.
So yeah, it's a good thing I found you. You can help me convince all of the tribal elders to help out, save the world, yeah.
The Strahd is here.
I don't remember you being this slow.
No, that's... Good to
I'm
see
sorry. Wow, you are a dick to everything that you mean.
Oh, he almost killed my people.
I left one alive and he restarted the people. It's all good now.
By yourself? That must have been a lot of long
Yeah,
time.
hold on,
You're
hold
not
on,
that-
hold on.
Oh, no, yeah, I need to know everything that's happened.
So, we go to Barovia
Mm-hmm.
and we kill a lot of shit. But we don't kill quite enough shit, and then Strahd comes here with his whole army because he makes the plane merge again.
That is not good at all.
Yeah, it's kind of good because now I can teleport without shit going sideways. Also not good because now we have
They're
an
heading to
unstoppable
Talenta.
legion of the undead headed towards the Talenta Plains. Well, assuming they're
All
probably
right,
headed
so-
everywhere. But
You need to come with me.
this isn't going to be a you punch me in the face for
No.
slaughtering everybody again thing, is it?
I already did that once.
Okay, good. Because I'm really very sorry about that. That wasn't me.
Yeah, I know.
I've evolved as a human. I'm actually engaged.
No, you're not.
Yeah, seriously.
He holds up his left hand and you see a ring.
You bought that.
Well, technically, yes, but
You
Insight.
don't just casually wear rings on your ring finger.
So that's a 6 plus... That's a 16.
You?
Son of a bitch, really. You're staying with... Okay.
but I've always been faithful.
Not to women.
Yeah, but I said I would. I never said I would, but this time I said I would, and I didn't do anything bad. Anyway, we got to go because unstoppable army is
I'm taking you with me.
bad.
So let's go.
Okay.
So I'll go ahead and take him to the council.
Okay. You take him to the council, or you take him to?
Actually, no, to Ultra.
Okay. You know exactly where she is. Over the time that you've been here, for the last couple of years, you have become very close with Holy Ultra, as you are unique. Like with the rest of the group, they haven't known heroes of your all's caliber since long before the war, 100 years ago. And to have an ally such as you has not only increased the size of the snow leopards tenfold from where you started, but has also given you the power of persuasion and put you in the good graces of Holy Uldra as you believe as she does, in the old ways of the halflings, not settling into cities, not as the current council wants to do. You can very easily find her tent where she stays. Well, as you approach, you can see she still has the very strange halfling guards who have a binding over their eyes tied firmly. As you approach, they turn to you, but as you draw closer, they dutifully step aside, knowing who you are, even beyond their sight. And you are allowed entrance into Holy Uldra's tent.
This is amazing. Say bow before my majesty without sight. Truly, my awe is overpowering.
No. You're special, but not that special.
Oh, you haven't heard about that. I let others tell you. It's okay.
Alright. Come on.
I
So
like
go ahead
him.
and go on in.
Her tent is always very well lit. Candles exclusively, and there are hundreds of candles. With only some of them lit, not all of them are always lit. Only some, strategically. Almost as it's like looking at the constellations in the sky. As you approach, she has a very large tome open in her lap that she reads. As you approach, she... Oh, Cade, what brings you to me this fine morning?
Bad news. Apparently there's been planar incursion, is that what you said?
Yeah, the plane of Barovia has reemerged with some other plane. It was more of a pocket dimension, really, but some arcana is involved that
Yeah.
is a bit obtuse.
He would know more about that than I do.
Then the visions are true.
Armies of the undead, vampire gods.
I am worried. She stands up. She looks at both of you. It is good to make your acquaintance, friend.
Ah, yes, I am the great and powerful Flynn, humble priest of Alandra. Nice to meet you as well.
Cade, what has transpired?
There is an army of the undead heading toward the Talenta Plains.
What of Karnath's army?
Ironically, it sort of joins the army of the undead, since they are undead as well, and Strahd holds sway over all the undead. And then butchered all the civilians we couldn't save. You saved some.
This is dark tidings. How many men do you have at your ready?
Warriors?
Yes.
800.
I will join them to the 2,000 strong I have.
Is that 1,600 halflings or 800?
A math joke, really?
It's like stack them on top of each other so each has 2 years, so it's like double the staffing.
I will join your 800 to my 2,000.
What of the Red Sails? Do you think they'll join us? They are allies.
I have other allies. The Red Sails may put their might behind us. This is not a time for politicking. This is not a time for clan loyalty. This is a time for the loyalty of life. I'll do what I can here. Do you swear your soldiers under my banner?
I do.
Leave your second in command with me. I will march smaller contingent now. Try to intercept this band of refugees that heads into Talenta try to see them to safety.
They need great help. They have no food, no weapons. Maybe some still in their bedclothes. I brought the weakest with me, but I can't bring that many in a jump.
That's unfortunate, but we will open our arms and our hearts to the people of Karnath. They have done us no disservice since the treaty. Okay. She reaches her hands out, clasps your hand in a warrior's grasp. Then we are bound together for now. With your power to mine, I begrudgingly accept the title of Lathel and name you as my successor. Should I fall, you will be the one to lead our people into the future. Now please, go. I must speak with the great many clans. We have a few thousand within Gatherhold that may be able to fortify into some kind of force, hopefully to repel these creatures where they are now.
My lady, perhaps if you join the forces of many countries together, Gatherhold will not hold on its own. I do not exaggerate when I say a column a mile long of the undead army.
That is
How deep?
that is unfortunate.
Vampires, werewolves too, not just zombies like the Karnathi army.
Gather what help you can. I know of your travels, of your Knights of Fate. I know of allies that you all have made. We will need all the allies we can get. We cannot let Karnath fall to this.
No, we cannot. It's about time we go back.
Go. Time is of the essence. She takes the book, throws it on her desk, and she marches out. She begins making her way to the where the council sits. What are you doing at that time? Quirrell will approach you and kind of quizzically. What's going on?
We're marching off to war.
Oh,
This is a great thing. You get to fight at the side of a mighty man like myself.
you join.
Not so much the side, the
Hold
kneecap.
Yeah.
I'll hold down the fort.
No, can always count on me.
He gives you a very, very tight hug. Come back to us.
Always.
Kind of wipes a tear away from his eye. And, I gotta get things together. She's calling us to arms, and we're gonna need our soldiers up there. Let me get to it.
Yeah.
Some of our soldiers are still back within our lands. I'll send a flyer to get them here as quickly as possible.
Of course.
And he heads out, and suddenly it's like a ripple in a pond. The mood changes within this place, which once was frivolity and revelry, suddenly becomes dour and just mechanical. They immediately begin getting themselves ready. As Holy Uldrum makes her way through, it's like she's parting the water before her as halflings just scurry out of her way as she makes her way straight to the council chamber to make her case. So, with that, Flynn and Cade, what are you doing?
I need to go back to Intent. I need to write a letter. To my wife. She is currently...
Your what?
Yeah, lots happened. Yeah, I got married. I have twins.
Oh, so you don't
What?
climb the tall women anymore.
What?
The tall women.
No. I do not.
Well, that's good. Now Perry has a chance.
He no longer has to climb for it.
Yeah, she's back at home. Yeah,
But look at the bright side.
Oh my god, it's Tyrion. Sorry, spoilers.
We win and survive. We'll see you triumphantly home in her arms. Or if we die and you don't have to see the look of disappointment. Not helpful?
Just
That's a hit.
Yeah, at this point, as long as you don't roll a 1, yeah.
Maybe even if
yeah.
you roll one.
I think
No.
even if you roll a
Yeah.
one.
So that was 10 points of damage.
So he, bam, like right at the hip.
Oh! It said that. Bad temper. I wasn't saying anything bad.
So you go and write your letter. You can quickly scroll out a letter, hand it to one of your men. Probably take you 20, 30 minutes to get it done. You can see, I mean, people, they're serious. They're collecting up. People are whispering the word of Holy Uldra, the word of Holy Uldra, and they are getting themselves ready for war. As much as you've heard of what you did to the halflings in your previous life, you don't remember. You heard about that. Looking at what these people have done and knowing Cade like you have, and knowing Tass a little bit, but knowing these people and how they are eagerly preparing for battle makes you happy you're probably just standing on the deck of an airship raining fire down on them instead of being on the field with them. They may be small, but they are a foe to behold. And suddenly the stories of them fighting the Valinor elves to a standstill makes a lot more sense.
Alright.
How long does it take you to write? You know your letters well.
Oh, I'm done now. Let me get my mount, Skywing.
Okay.
And I'll go.
He goes and hops on his mount. Comes up to you. Sits back on his haunches as he's in its saddle.
What the fuck is a skywing?
Pterodactyl.
What? The snack is riding a pterodactyl? I mean,
Yes,
I mean,
that's what the halflings do.
he's probably about as big as Makushla, so I mean, it'd probably look like.
No. Nick. They also ride raptors.
Yeah, no.
The Tyrannosaurus.
There's dinosaurs in the Talento Plains, and we
Are
tame them.
mounts. They will ride them.
They ride
including
normal
the
sized
T-Rex.
raptors. The Carver is a supersized raptor.
Yeah.
So
No, some of them will actually mount
Yeah,
in groups
how-
on T-Rexes.
how does
Yeah.
something the size of prey conquer something
Smart.
that could swoop down to do what Arnavs did to the gophers?
Because
like,
they're
We're barbarians.
You do
Yeah.
know that there are
Tenacious
packs of stray dogs that are led by chihuahuas, right?
Because
You do kind of know this, right?
the most powerful group of barbarians in all of Khorvaire
are
is
halflings.
the Talento Plains. It is
Yeah.
the halflings.
They're nasty little shit.
You remember how this feels, right? Was I not able to do this last time I saw you? Oh, Ben, hold on tight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, here's a great picture of a mounted halfling killing a displacer beast by itself.
they're little
They're
barbarian
bad.
kids.
Yes.
Asses.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're
I was
bad
thinking of
Just
like
get
the
them all-
lollipop
just get
guild
them all
with fucking
psycho masks.
spears.
They
Like,
can
Yeah,
be
yeah.
the psycho
No,
fucking
no,
like
no.
Conan with his legs cut off. Like,
I mean, not wrong.
Yeah, yeah, you're not wrong.
It's like Tyrion Lannister if he was Conan the Barbarian.
right?
Oh god.
Yeah. Okay.
so not talk as good, but swing sword as well, but same height.
So, yeah,
Both.
this took a while longer than last time, but hey, what the hell?
Oh, like I did double snap.
Okay.
Let's just
So
Wait,
collecting back up together.
Okay. Teleportation magic works now.
Yeah. Well, as you expect him to start drawing out the same signal that he does when he just grabs you by the shoulder, says a few words, and
Oh, that's new.
unlike before, every time you teleported with him, it's always been a very disorienting experience. Makes you nauseous. It takes about an hour to recover from it. This is different. This is almost practiced. This is a brief moment of dizziness, and then you're able to collect yourself. Where is it you are homing in on?
Sir Gaird's and Thrain.
Within him, you know where that he was in that city.
The capital Thrain, right?
No,
No,
you guys
oh,
weren't in the
Thrain's
capital.
like on
Thrain.
the
No.
border, right?
Yeah, you guys were within.
We were out in the middle of nowhere, relatively.
Yeah, you guys were in near the Herald Crowns.
Yeah.
You're such a good,
Yeah,
good writer, boy.
You guys, you met him, but you didn't go back with him. So you have to teleport to a location. Like he came into the city with you guys. Well, in
Teleporting
Meadowbank.
to a burnt out city.
Yeah, it's a dead city.
How? Have I been anywhere in Thrain?
Why are we going to shit?
because
maybe
the Knights of the
not
Silver
very
Flame
See
only
what-
have
No, that's right. We've been teleporting everywhere. So we went from Karnath directly to the Eldine Reaches.
Yes.
To get
Well,
into the
well,
Demon
to get
Waste.
into the Herald
And then we
Wood, you
tele-
guys actually had
The little
halfling. He tree showed
Oh
you
yeah,
guys.
yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
So
Reconnoiter with the group. Yeah, what you guys' next step is?
have I been to any lightning rail stations close to Thrain?
Not really. Yeah, you haven't really been. You guys have stayed kind of east. Thrain is very much west. The only east you guys have done is the Elding Reaches, and you guys were literally like tree showing.
We've seen amazingly little of the continent. Of course.
Yes. You guys have been a great many places, but you guys have not really traveled Khorvaire. You guys have, as soon as you guys got teleportation magic, you guys were using that every chance you got.
Yeah, I know. That's my bad. Alright, back to the group.
So teleport back to the group.
I'm gonna
When
snag
you appear,
some livestock before I go.
just gather up some.
Some livestock.
Yeah.
Wait,
Expendable livestock.
But
I have my decanter of water.
yeah, I pay for it next time. What are they going to do? Stab me in the kneecap?
You have your own source.
Yeah, that's true.
So you
Oh, but
take
I have
some of your own
Punch the
animals?
shit out of your hip.
Yeah, I'll do that, and I have my decanter of endless water.
Yeah, so the three of you, so you can take 5 beasts of burden.
Yeah.
Okay. When you appear where you left, you can see off to your east, the group of people is meandering on. You know, it'll take a little bit of time to catch up, but you guys can easily catch up to them.
Are my beasts of burden dinosaurs?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Given. I don't
More
think there's
eating
any.
animals than
Yeah.
carrying animals.
No. These are eating or they're beasts of burden.
It's like cattle, but they're dinosaurs.
It's like a bison. You know.
Yeah, like Stegosauruses and Triceratops. Yeah.
Wait, they eat Triceratops?
Yeah.
Yes.
The fuck?
Just don't
What kind of Jurassic Park fucking midget fucking Conan fucking bullshit? No, Seth, leave me alone.
So,
This is weird even for me.
hi. I was only gone for an hour. I hate walking. Walking is bullshit.
Okay. So while he's doing that, during that time, what are the rest of you doing?
I'm rear
I
guard.
can do that.
Okay.
Walking
on
because I'm
Hamish.
too exhausted.
Save it to make it.
Okay.
Well, after I
Uh,
slept the night with Mukushla,
I mean, are you going to walk back with Mikushla?
yeah. Unless there's a way I can ride her. Take off the saddle and ride.
Roll a hand on animal check.
Ooh.
That's not so well.
With advantage?
No, because you've never rode her before.
Didn't the man say that she wouldn't let anyone but me?
There, exigent circumstances with him saving her life.
Not with that roll.
Yeah, no.
9?
Shit.
No. 10?
10.
Ooh, maybe.
She's
Possibly.
It would take some time, but after probably about an hour of it constantly trying to keep you moving forward as it's trying to get you to hurry up, and you're going as fast as you can, and it's still like hurry up, I know where you're taking me. Finally, it just gets in front of you and lowers its head.
Even better.
Jump on and
You literally have to cut what's left of the saddle loose of it, hop on its back, and you just hold on for dear life. Go ahead and roll an athletics check.
Nice.
There we go.
That's 18 plus whatever.
athletics or acrobatics?
Athletics.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's
Not your own god.
24.
24. You are bruised and sore by the time you and her come running up, and you're having trouble keeping track of where, kind of just keeping her where she's going. When you see a very strange sight, as it looks like Flynn is leading a bunch of dinosaurs, beasts of burden, slowly walking towards the group. You hear before you see, as you hear her call. You turn and you see Makushla is making a beeline right for you.
I'm gonna make a beeline right for her.
And it's Suddenly, time slows down. She opens her arms. She has her little
Alright, that's what we
arms
can
that she
afford
tries
coverage
to spread out as far as she
Oh
can.
please!
But
Clearly, it's parody.
she
Oh, yeah, just-
comes to a screeching halt, and you come tumbling off of her back into the dirt. As she takes a few more steps forward after that, and then puts her head over your head and rests her
Oh,
the
no, it's
bottom
gonna
of her
eat
jaw on your back.
Oh, I missed you, sweet one. Did you eat lots of zombies? Such a good girl. Thank you, Perry. Here's a gold.
Oh, thank you.
And
And
here's
he's
some.
getting up and brushing himself off.
Harry?
You can see
Cade!
very clearly there are healed wounds, like bad wounds on her body that have been healed.
She took a beating, but I found her in time.
Thank you, Perry. I appreciate this.
She's good.
And if you hadn't rolled as well as you did, she would have died.
Fellas, that's
You don't know that.
so.
Oh no, he can tell. Like,
Yeah.
with how jagged that wound is and it healed, there's no way she would have survived the night.
And that's when Perry catches on fire. You didn't save my cover!
So yeah, they go.
Hey, but did you miss her so much that you had to get all these...
Harry.
Oh, hi!
As a
Hey, I brought half a warrior.
as a sky wing comes down and lands on the ground, and on top its back, you see Cade.
Cade!
Oh, I forgot. What's his name? It's the annoying one with one arm. Lefty. Righty?
Cass.
Tass! That's the son of a bitch.
Wait, Tass is alive?
Yeah, he's alive. He's less of a man than he was before, but
What do you mean?
I mean, he had two and now there's one.
Well,
Translate.
he lost an arm in that fight. But he's good.
He's
a bit older than the rest of us. The time was a little wonky, but
Bit older.
a bit older.
Only 20 years,
Thank
so
you.
not a big deal.
20 years? 2, 3.
More like 20 or 30, but...
It's been about 4 years since you guys came back.
4.
do you want a lecture on planar physics, or are you just going to be like, yeah,
No,
Flynn, you're
okay.
right again?
Yeah, Flynn, you're right again. That was
Yeah,
weird.
I like it, but I'm right.
So the three of you now collected up. The rest of you just trying to move this group of people together as much as you can.
I will carry Tass if I need to.
Tass is fine.
Okay, cool. I'll carry other
Ta-
people
Tass
while
is-
talking with Tass.
Does,
I will carry
Go ahead and
people.
roll me an insight check.
Harry, does he still wear that ridiculous hat and stuff?
No. He stabs things. A lot.
He's always stabbed things.
Oh yeah, he almost stabbed me, didn't he? That one time coming through the door, and he's got
22.
the little fucking glowing
No,
lightsaber
sorry.
thing.
Yeah.
While
Little
you can
dick.
see that Tass is doing his best, he's singing songs and limericks and very dirty body tales.
Yeah, that's Tass.
You can see as he's doing. You can hear in his voice. It's wow, it's Tass. But when you look in his eyes, you can see the hurt. Like he's hiding it well, but he's definitely feeling something.
I will be carrying a bunch of kids at the moment, probably just taking a break.
Well, there's still some of the wounded that need help with. If you're willing to help,
Yeah.
like put somebody on your back and carry them. Most of some of the really hurt people, you guys have been able to heal up before the previous night. Learned a bit more from your all's experiences and leveled up to level 17. So they're all level 17 now. You all have managed to get the people moving, and Tass himself has picked up a lot of what Flynn was doing initially, though the shock of him appearing back in Karrlakton and then watching his home burn to the ground immediately upon arrival had shaken him. But now he seems recovered, and despite what may be behind his eyes, seems to be back to his old self.
So, Tass, did you know, as we are wandering and walking an endless journey at the moment, we found out who killed Cade's people.
Huh, you did? You finally figured that one out, huh?
Yeah,
no,
you
it's probably not a good time
We
for that.
stabbed him. Not there.
I stabbed who?
You stabbed the one who did that. It was Flynn. But before he was Flynn, He was
Oh
a pirate,
God, you're going to get
apparently.
stabbed so
I've been
many
gone.
times.
I've been gone a long time. Well, I guess he deserved it. More than I thought he did.
He's changed.
Well, I would hope so if you're walking
Obviously.
around with him.
Well, yes, I wouldn't have been walking around with him otherwise.
How did Cade take the news?
He punched him in the face.
Wow. He must have been holding back if Flynn's
Yeah,
face
I
is
know.
still like kind of okay.
He's still alive, so yeah.
Huh.
Why would you rat
Wow, that's
Are you there next
There
to
are
me?
two
What
very,
up?
there are
What
two
else has
very
been going on?
violent
And
midgets.
he'll like during
Yeah,
the trip
and so
in the
during the
morning,
entire trip.
he's trying to figure out more and more like of everything that's been happening and finding out that you got married and
Yeah.
like not only did you get like, but wait, when we met, you were running away from
Yes.
the guy because you didn't want to marry him,
Yes.
but then you married him anyway.
Yes, well, apparently my brother lied about him, so that was Rotmere, or as you call him, Thundergut. I still call him Roddy or Rotmere. And
Can I just point out that that's just like a woman?
he's just like whack him with
Yeah,
somebody's
he-
foot
ah!
over and holding.
Yeah,
You know,
Okay,
You deserve that.
okay, fair. I deserve that, but
I am a high queen now.
She's more of a princess, really.
I don't think we're there.
you're not there. Okay, well, I guess queen of the people, huh?
No, he took over control of the Lazar principalities.
Okay, but we're gonna have a long conversation when this whole thing's over if we survive.
Of course. Let's see what else happened. And then
Yeah.
on
Oh yeah.
and
yeah.
on and on.
And he's just slowly trying to
As
take
we're
you all
walking,
in, and
yeah.
you know, you let him know about stuff that happened to Perry, and you let him know about like what happened to Cade, and
Mhm.
Cade's a laugh. Really?
Yep.
Huh.
We got these marks.
I-
And then if I'm able to hold it up without
I'm
dropping
surprised
someone.
he can do that with being drunk all the time.
Not anymore. Sober.
Huh.
I know.
I remember we couldn't keep
I'm
him
learning
in
more
booze
and more
before.
about you every minute.
Huh.
Sober.
Wow.
Oh,
Very proud
you
of
missed a
him.
whole year of campaign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you guys missed
Real-
like a year and a half, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, almost 2 years. Yeah, you guys missed almost 2 years. Yeah. But as that's happening, you guys hear a call taken up from behind. Well, that you'll probably join us as you see a group of people moving close to you. You see something in the sky.
That's all everyone knows.
Is it alarming?
Roll a perception check.
No.
Insight?
Not.
I like the little pterodactyl noise I just heard from over there.
23.
You can spot it's definitely a glide wing, and there's definitely a halfling on top of it.
Okay.
And sorry, it's glide wing, not sky wing. But
Skywind's his name.
Sky Wind is his name.
Oh, Skywind?
Yeah, Sky Wind.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Sky Wind is his but that's a glide wing. Yeah. You can see it's obviously a halfling riding on it. You can. Flynn dresses a certain way. The whites of his billowing shirt can be seen from quite a ways off.
He's on the ground.
Yes.
I'm wearing my royal purple
He is
today,
on
thank
the he's on the back of
Buster.
Makushla.
Yes.
So I
Okay.
have 16 to 17
I will.
They're all the same.
I will
variations.
have
So
Hamish
natural.
run very fast toward them.
Yeah. Now, as you guys are moving as quickly as you guys can pretty easily catch up to this group. I mean,
I'm done
Yeah.
walking.
yeah. Oh yeah, you're on Makushla's back. I would assume.
Walking's bad.
Yeah. You guys see Flynn on top Hamish make his way
Flynn?
towards you all.
Thundergut?
I'm sorry, Thundergut.
Thundergut.
On Hamish make his way to you all.
Look, I brought another half man.
I'm in the sky.
You see,
It's
you
upset.
clearly see. You've seen him on his mount before, so
Can you guys hear me?
Can I hear him?
at that distance, yeah.
Ah,
Cade!
is this the leader of the clan?
Why, yes, it is.
Get your ass down here.
Good to see you
And
too,
I will
Rocky.
dismount really quick, and I will go over and say hi to Makushla.
Draka looks
You
up.
actually like rubber snout.
Draka looks up from his book. He's
I'll
like,
give
I
her
thought
a
this was a
treat
private
of dried
lie.
meat.
Oh, she ravenously takes
Who's
it.
this?
Thing is, she tried.
For
It looked
you.
like she had tried to eat some
I
of
asked
the
for
undead, to very poor results. Part of the tracking that you did is finding trails of vomit, as it did not sit well, and she had no time to
Then
hunt.
I'll empty the reserve of dried meat that I have. Give her.
You have maybe like a pound left after
Yeah,
passing
just-
it out last night. Yeah, she ravenously eats it.
And I will give her a, pat.
You can see Cade circling his way down, will land on his glide wing and come up to you. You can see he sits on that as naturally as you sit on Hamish.
Okay, I'll go up and I'll greet his mount.
As you get closer,
It's okay. It's good. You can.
And then I'll. Nice to have you back.
It's good to be back, though.
Any word or support from the Toronto Plains?
Yeah, say bring 1,400 full warriors to our cause.
Yeah, we have quite a few, and who knows? Maybe the whole clans will be mobilized.
Someone needs to rally the guild houses, and if I could talk sense into my brother, that would go well, but the Moorholds need to know of this since they border Karnath.
Well, about that, are you ready to go?
Go there.
Go where?
Some more holds. Or do we walk the people until they make camp and then we go?
How often can you teleport now?
I don't know. You'll find out when I stop doing it.
It's like as good a test as any.
Fair enough.
It's just like he's.
Can I
And
make
nothing
my
happens?
way over there?
I guess I'm done.
Can I make my way over there from
Well,
the
shit.
front-ish of the area?
Yeah, we'll say after about 30 minutes of the meeting with Flynn, the 7 of you now can collect up together. The full Knights of Fate once again at
Plus
full
one.
strength. Well, he's one of us. He's one of you guys. So you guys are now at full. Back to our. Not trying to copy anybody that other people know about, but we have had a 7-member party for the longest time. We went down to 6. Now apparently we're back up to 7. So
I will put down whoever I was carrying and say, please rest for a moment. Pick up Cade. Or not pick up Cade, sorry. Sorry, you're all small. Pick up
That is mess.
I know.
I am not missing an arm.
yeah, Tass raises his arm as missing piece. Like,
It's fine. I'll pick up Tass, put him on my shoulders,
Yeah, I
and
barely
then
know
walk
it's this
to the
one, and
side.
I know it's not that one.
Dude.
Oh, Thraka, I brought you some beer from Gatherhold. It's very special. You like it?
we'll go another half hour.
So,
Ask Cade. It's delicious.
who are you?
This is Thraka.
Cade. Oh my
Cade?
goodness, Cade! And I'll just
Yeah.
push you out of the way and then go over.
It's been 2 years. What
Strike
happened?
test to see if she can
Cade,
push me out
We
of the
went
way.
to the-
and
we
as
went
I
to the
pick you
demon
up,
heist.
I
20
put you up
strength.
so you're at eye level with
Or
Tass
23
on
strength,
my
yeah.
shoulders.
She's got a
So
massive
just
strength.
boom.
She got a belt of giant strength.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Stronger
she's
than you.
Also, I'm a halfling, so
Stronger
I'm
than
not
you.
exactly.
No,
Stronger
pushing
than
you
you.
out.
Oh.
Stronger than both of you. Anyway.
You're not always stronger than me.
No, but I'm stronger than them.
Not now, anyways.
I was strength of 9.
So, yeah. Before all the romantical, huggy, kissy, I love my midgets thing, are we going now, or are we going when they set up camp?
Where are we going?
What's happening?
Plan.
Well, I take you to the Moorholds, you convince your retarded brother that he fights like a man, and then I come back here next morning.
Good to see you too.
He takes that one
Good to see you too. Look
to
at
convince
that.
her husband to fight like a man, which would be
Wait, what?
much easier because he's from the Tsar, and they're more manly there. But anyway,
Uh-huh.
then we send a message to the
Manly?
Knights of Thrain, and then they come help out, and maybe, just maybe, we have a prayer of not dying a horrible fucking death and becoming a zombie.
Why not? Why don't we also get the wardens in the Towering Woods? And
Oh yes, that's another good place to go.
Why don't we,
We
even
should
try
go to
reaching out to the
Armo.
Kanku? Why don't we try reaching out to
There's
the other
House Denise
houses?
representatives
Exactly, we
in the
got House
Moorhold.
Denise. We also have maybe a lady, a leader will help us out.
You need to start clapping cheeks.
All heads to Arnos.
It's just like,
Oh yeah,
She's
Arnos.
as fickle as the wind.
So did you free your
Well,
people?
guess what you want?
Also,
He did. We could ask them.
Also, Tristan, the little stabby man is not a baby doll.
Also, she
Stop
comes to see
tearing
me,
him
not
like
the other way
that.
around.
Which one? She's holding both.
The one with
You got
the...
one like this and one right here.
The one
He
like
did say
this.
little stabby man, and that's a little punchy man, and he fucking hit me again. I'm sick as that.
Did he deserve it, Kate?
Yeah.
Okay, then no.
I
You finally
never
deserve
deserve it. I
You
only
deserve
deserve it if I...
So I'll put Kate
That's
down
it.
gently.
You deserve more
I'll
than
pick up Taz and put Taz down
Thraka's gonna
gently.
look at him. It's
So
like,
you may hug.
I guess your name's Kane,
Wow.
but
Yes,
I have
really
a
am
question
nicer
for
than
you
you.
before we get to know each other. Or
Like
you
a
seem
lot.
rather comfortable being carried like a baby doll. Is that like normal for her?
Oh yeah, about that.
No. No.
We
We're
pretend
not repeating that.
We're not doing.
We're not repeating that.
I'm just saying. Yeah, we pretend to be. Tess and I pretend to be her children. It didn't work. It was hilarious.
It was fun.
Why do I live with you for all these years and
It
not
was
know
funny.
this?
It
I didn't want you to know this.
And then she carries him like a little baby doll.
You should have seen the
Please,
look
please,
she would
please.
get with us carrying around weapons and drinking wine.
Mother?
Everyone looked at her like she was the worst mother ever.
It was
Yeah.
horrible.
To be
It
fair,
was
she probably
great.
would be the best mother ever.
That was also when I was drunk.
I will hit
half
him with
the
that.
time.
Am I able to
Oh,
hit
so
him
you're
with
slurring your
that?
words just like a child, so
Sure.
fit.
Okay.
No, that's not like a child.
So just the unarmed.
Oh,
Yeah.
are they adopted? Fuck you.
Basically. What would it be?
Well, half the
like?
people
Just
didn't have
the
souls.
proficiency?
Oh, so it didn't matter.
It's 10.
Okay, yeah. 10 plus
So I
your
hit
just
him.
provision. Yeah. You.
Just whack. Oh, I
Mother.
rolled damage.
What's the shit?
No, it's
Oh, you
one
trying
to
plus
hold
up?
strength.
No, not too much.
Yeah.
Do halfling
you have too much,
halfling monks from your tribe use dinosaur balls as speed bags?
Facial hair for that one.
Don't be stupid, Thraka.
Oh, why would you do that?
No, that's out of character.
Oh, okay. I was like,
Okay.
No.
Just like-
Wait. So, do we walk with the people for another day, or do we go now?
where are we going?
Well, I'll pick one of the many places you all have mentioned.
Okay, well, we do have.
What is the plan, first of all?
We
We get
need
the
to
refugees
gather
to
forces.
safety, we gather a big army to fight the big army, and then while the big armies fight, we go kill that fucker.
Strahd's army is marching south as we speak. I highly doubt.
At this point, Lady Morwen begins to approach with her pair of guards that have been sticking by her for this entire endeavor. She gets
Overheard
close.
all
She
this.
kind of, well, no, not really all of it, but she heard like the last bit. Good, you're all here. Kate, it's good to see you again. You all
Wait,
can
hold up.
easily tell now. With just, you can easily tell.
Tristan, is she good now?
She's
human.
She's
Wait, what?
she's very slight and weak at this point. She looks each of you over. I am at a loss. I understand what King Caius wished of me, but frankly, you were his primary plan, as well as his backup plan.
Though we haven't failed yet.
No, it is unfortunate you weren't able to defeat him within Barovia, but what's in the past is in the past, and we have to focus on the now. He cannot be allowed to march from Karnath, or he will lay waste to the world. So we don't stop him now. Every troop he kills, he raises, and is another one under his command.
How long do we have?
Days.
So if we go to the Moorhold, and we go to Lazar. So it's the
We-
closest armies.
Will they get here in time?
I'm afraid anything from Lazar
Those
will
aren't
not
airships.
We
be
need
here in time.
we-
Even by airship, it would take a week's travel to get here.
we need to employ those that control information the best. We need House Civis.
We
So,
do need the help of the
from-
houses. We couldn't unite
So Moorhold, we call all the houses.
all the countries.
What
It
is?
shouldn't-
What says the halflings of Talenta?
You have a good chunk of us who are riding out.
Say ride with 1,400 full warriors.
Yes, and maybe the entire clans. We'll see.
That will take
Warriors, what do you
quite a bit
mean,
of time to
warriors?
mobilize.
That's what I mean.
I've never known the clans to
Like 1,400.
fully mobilize
Of
in
his
one
corps?
direction. But 1,400 troops, that is at least something. It's not nearly enough.
Oh, we might have more than that.
But I must clarify. You see, I said full warriors. There's 2,800 half warriors. You put them together, they're full warriors.
She just buries her face into her head.
Why, Glenn? Why?
What do you expect?
Your stupid sense of humor is grating. But
I made you smile, yeah?
is a much better number. The problem is the
Well, 4,800, maybe.
the problem is that most of the armies go to Karnath. The human armies. They take their place in Fort Bones and Fort Zombie. We may be able to get some of them to march back north with us, but there is a garrison at each, maybe 1,000 soldiers total. That's at least something.
Lady, we don't have to beat the army. We just have to distract it long enough for us to make the strike it strong.
Yes, I agree. I don't believe we can beat 100,000 strong army.
Oh, that's what we're dealing with.
I said an army a mile long, you know.
I was thinking
But
maybe a 10,000.
A distraction? What is, as far as I can tell, and she pulls an orb from her robes. Seeing him sit upon my throne, he makes no move to leave Karrlakton. Why? What does he wait for? You know this foe far greater than I.
He's probably waiting for us to come to him.
If he has the power of the various armies of Karnath, the power of the Undying, if he indeed has control of King Caius, he has a vast army beyond that from Barovia at his beck and call.
He savors the moment.
Time is of the essence. I can see no way around this than simply killing him.
Okay.
There's the sneaky way into the
Wasn't that
city.
the plan?
Well, you know, you can always
teleport
teleport
in,
in.
Yeah, I've been to the throne room many times. If you tell us that's where he is.
I'm sure there's teleportation or
When I
blockers. in
checked the previous last night, indeed that is where he was. He still travels with that darkness, that aura, protecting his armies from sunlight. And that miasma sits above Karrlakton now.
There's no way to disrupt that aura, is there?
there. Maybe we kill him.
Possibly.
If I can get close enough to study it, maybe. But the problem is, I believe the aura itself is for him and his generals, but not, our common soldiers, our Undying, we're fine within sunlight. The zombies, the skeletons, the ghouls,
It's not for them, it's for the vampires he has as an elite.
which is troubling. Vampires are a very powerful foe.
Which is why we should send word to the Knights of Thrain and see if the Church of the Silver Flame will aid us.
The
And
Knights of Thrain are a month away.
We should at least send word to see if they have any troops that they
Send
could
word
spare.
to everyone, have everyone mobilized, but we need to come up with a plan.
Actually, do you still have contact with that little gnome?
Yes.
Would he be able to transport at least a large contingency of the wardens from the Towering Wood over here? We
He
might
may-
have more aid.
He may be able to get us some. I can speak to him with my arcane abilities. I can send him a message that he can respond to, but even with his,
That tree thing.
a group of your size may be able to follow him through, but the portal is only open for a few moments. But any reinforcements that we can begin ferrying troops as best we can, but
What about House Orion? Could they be of any service?
they will definitely be of help ferrying troops here on the lightning rail, getting as many troops as we can. But it seems as if Strahd himself stays within Karrlakton, but I know nothing of the rest of Karnath. I know of nothing of what else has happened. Have other troops rebelled against and begun killing those that they protect? What is the extent of his influence? We are blind. We have barely enough information. All I know is the longer he's here, the more of a threat he becomes. And you saw what he did in but a moment of his presence.
Then we must hurry. I cannot tarry with the column. I go to the moorholds. Come, it's time to convince your brother to fight like a man.
What
he's a
kind of
dwarf.
force
I don't hold that against him.
is Karrlakton able to bring to bear?
The wardens guard things. Our training isn't to assault.
They will protect the
Onlo
money.
is a sellsword with house beneath.
And we will bring him with us.
My plan was to send out a call through House Civis to everybody.
That would definitely be wise. But we need to focus on what we can get here within the next few days. Something we have to do something. We cannot leave.
What
here
is
within-
what is the nearest House Orion?
You would have one within Vindical to the north, but who knows if it's still there? We do not know if the undead have arisen there.
They're key here. Their teleportation magic.
Then we speak to the ones in the moorholds. We know they're there. They're no undead to corrupt.
Harry, what about the yellow banner that you were with before?
Ah,
They're mercenaries, correct?
they are my old squad mates.
Would they possibly be willing to fight?
I'm sure I could convince them, but
You have to pay them, wouldn't you?
they owe me a favor or two.
Where are they?
Or they'd kill me. I don't know,
That's the more
Showmate.
important point.
That's a big problem. They're over there in the one.
Lazar?
Yeah, Lazar.
Oh, well, you know they're mainly housed within Fairhaven. Within
Fairhaven.
Ondair.
Is that close enough to get in?
That is closer.
It's closer than Thrain, but not by much.
It's where the wine is.
Yeah, I think we have 2, maybe 3 days to organize what we can to attack.
We do not know where he goes to march. If he moves, he's surrounded by his armies.
We will be back tomorrow.
Our main priority is getting these people to some form of safety, though. While getting messages
If you say
out.
the halflings approach from Gatherhold, that is quite a ways away, but
Could get them there.
Get to the border.
I leave some of you and I take the short one.
And
Which short?
Which one?
Oh, this
is
short.
great?
Onlo.
Yeah, there's 3 of us.
I take the short one with all his arms and who fights.
Oh, the tall short one.
Yeah, it's a tall short one. It's a mid-length one.
Okay.
Anyway, Thundergut, you ready?
She hated halflings at first. It was great.
I dismiss
heard.
Hamish.
okay.
Racist.
I walk up and
Do you think your people would be useful? Could you convince them to come and fight?
It
Sure,
would
they'll
be-
be useful.
I'm sure you freed
Convincing,
them.
I
They'd
don't
be
know.
grateful.
Well, do you think we could get... Well, tell
They
us.
kindly asked us to leave with the threat of a knife in our backs.
Yes,
Okay,
with the threat
then-
of undead pouring down upon them.
Could they get
Your
there in
people are
time?
jerks.
they'll wait it
I'm
out.
sure they could find a way.
Oh, they are.
They might, or they might actually help. It could be a useful way to grab more
They're
power.
assassins, of course they'll be useful.
Get them, or at least attempt
Oh, they
it.
can assassinate through Strahd.
Okay, we'll try then.
How many chicken knives does it take to kill a Strahd?
Come
Find
on.
out next time on
I'm
Dragon
gonna
Ball Z.
try more.
Teleport
Why
to
did they
more
cross the plane?
Okay, so
Why did they
you-
do this side?
So where are you going to? Chroma Peak, or are you going to Corona Gate?
Try. I've been to his brother's house.
You've been before.
Is it worded against
Chroma Peak is
teleportation?
the
It is the capital. Yeah,
and Corunda Gate
it is
is
like his
Current
city's
gate is where we
house.
are.
Yeah, his house is like center of power.
We have to convince his brother,
Well, yeah,
which would
but
help
the
sway the actual
which
nation.
will sway
of-
the nation and the houses.
Yeah.
So,
It's his brother.
So you're going with him and anyone else?
Arno's.
Also,
Are we making an attempt to rally subordinates, or are they too far?
She's sending more.
If the
If you
wards are
wanna
too
send
far,
him
then
as
the
well.
Oh, well,
Kek are
before you
probably
leave,
too far.
I will call Keck to. I will send word to him to see what aid he can give us. If he does not move, then we have time, but time is our enemy.
Add my name to that list so that the wardens know.
Well, this is. We cannot have him here. He is the doom of all these lands, even those within the demon waste. He will destroy them.
Yeah, we fight 2 days from now with whatever force we got.
Have Arnos try to get the. Are you married to her now?
Or is it just
Yeah,
snooze?
and I don't understand.
The Fey Queen?
We need 2 days so I can gather my full strength for the attack.
She put a ring on it.
Yeah, but she also almost threatened to kill us.
Ring? I see plenty of humans wearing rings. What do rings mean?
Yeah,
Commitment.
back, teleport.
Then Flynn surely has the most commitments among them all.
As you say, as now three of you stand within the foyer of the Karrlakton estate within Karunda Gate.
Good luck.
And we're going to go and take a 10 to 15 minute break. We'll be back here in a little bit. I got to pee.
Thank God, because so do
I'm
I.
sure-
And we're back. Probably everybody heard that. Thank you all for sticking with us. That is our last break for tonight. So we're going to keep going through until we stop for the night. So, with Arnos, Rotmir, and Flynn now standing within the foyer.
Oh, yeah.
As before, with your teleportation, there is a pair of disgruntled guards that immediately set their halberds out, as well as a very off-put concierge that looks at the three of you, clears his throat. Do you have an appointment?
I'm gonna wrap my staff on the floor, thaumaturgy, so it echoes like everywhere. May I announce Rotmir de Kondarak? First of his name, that's the first of your name, yeah? Here to speak to his brother on behalf of the free peoples of Khorvaire about the threat of annihilation by the undead horde.
You can see the guards have their halberds at you, but they're kind of holding them half-heartedly.
I hold up my mark of Tekundarak.
They still have their weapons up, and the concierge. So, does my lord have an appointment?
Look at me, little man. Fetch your master, or I will shove your appointment book so far up your ass, you will read it through your mouth.
I'm not good at this stuff, Flynn, but I don't think that's gonna help.
Yeah, I'm in a hurry, and he's annoying me. So he either goes and gets your brother, or I burn him to ash and find somebody who does.
The Moorholes works very slowly.
There's not time for slowness.
I know, but this is taking more time than it will take.
Go, little man, or I fry you to crisp.
He does not move.
He
He looks over at you.
And I'm like, I do not have an appointment, but Karnath has fallen, possibly Korth also.
The blood drains from his face.
Or Karrlakton, and possibly Korth.
I will return in a moment. And he turns on his heel and walks out. The guards have, they're still ready, but their weapons aren't pointed at you at this point.
I walk up to them. I can see both of my hands. And any identifying markings, like what?
Roll me a Go to roll me a history check.
-1.
3.
You don't recognize either of them. You know that they're dressed as the typical guard of this house. You know, there's no special royal guards that Hasseth uses, or that your branch of the Karrlakton house uses. They use just the same guards. They all wear the same thing. But these are two younger gentlemen that you don't recognize.
I turn to the one on the left. I'm like, Rodmer de Karrlakton. Nice to meet you, and
He just nods at you. We know who you are, my lord. We are under strict orders to not allow you on the premises. But
is he still up to that?
I only follow orders, sir. Just if you could let them know that you just kind of appeared here and muscle your way in, that would be greatly appreciated.
I have no intentions of harming you, either of you.
Well, yes, but you being on the grounds is a slight to what we have been tasked to do. So if you could tell your brother,
No, it's a slight against my brother. You will have no part in this.
Thank you, my lord. Thank you.
Why won't you have a part in this? Are you afraid to stand up and fight for your people?
Flynn,
We'll fight for whoever we're told to fight for. If my people need my help, then that's what it'll be.
at
not
this
scared of
point, they
anything.
blindly take orders.
Their swords are none, but I understand.
You see him kind of tense up a bit at that, but they don't say anything else. It takes about 10 minutes. Strangely, you see the concierge as he comes back, and he's kind of hurrying ahead with a very sour look on his face. Following very closely behind him is Hasseth himself, with a retinue of 12 guards at his back.
Okay.
As he approaches, he looks at you and his brow furrows.
I walk right up to him.
Brother, what's this noise he spews at me about Karnath of Karrlakton burning?
Karrlakton has fallen.
Pretty sure you can see the smoke from here.
You're not there. Oh yeah, yes, you
Yeah,
are.
I am
Is
here.
there?
And he,
I have,
well, we in fact cannot, as we are a mile underground.
Climb to
He
the top of the
sneers
mountain
at you and then looks back at you.
I've just led what refugees I could save from the city out of the city.
What proof do you have of this? This isn't some
You know
kind of
what,
coup attempt?
Hasseth? I have no proof for you. You have one chance to trust your brother, or history will mark you as a coward because you didn't act when you needed to.
Roll me an intimidate check. I'll give
Advantage?
you advantage on this.
Make him pull his shorts.
Oh, good grief.
No. 13.
Long distance select point.
He furrows his brow even further, rubs his clean-shaven chin.
What?
Turns to his concierge. Go to Citizen Enclave. Find out what's going on. He nods his head. If what you say is true,
You're going to spend
Then-
time verifying it.
I'll verify as we speak. What do you want? What am I to do?
Well, I have no faith in you to do anything but protect yourself. You'll act in your own best interests, even while others perish. I've given you one chance to act. We've been to the Talenta Plains. We're on our way to gather allies elsewhere. Do what you will.
What
But in
is
2
it
days-
you want from me? What is it you want me to do? Let's say I believe you. Let's say Karrlakton has fallen. What is it you want from Hasseth of House Karrlakton to do? You want men? I have 500 at my beck and call. How much does that help? Not much, I would assume. What is it you want from me? Why me, of all people?
I want you to play the game you're best at. You know how to influence the families more than I.
Your 500 might not mean much, but all the clans? That might be enough to tip the balance against 100,000 dead.
You survive. You publicly renounce your claim to
I am
all
not
rights in the
agreeing
house.
to anything you say. I am giving you the chance to act. Your own free will. I'm not here to deal. I am going to another place to garner more allies. You have the decision to make whether you're going to be my ally or not.
This
I am
time-
not bowing
this time,
to
go
you,
ahead and roll me a
Hasseth.
persuasion check with advantage.
That's just good luck.
21.
He takes a step forward. His countenance softens a bit. The door opens, and you can hear a din of activity from the street. The concierge steps back in the room. Hasseth looks at him. What? Why you returned? There's no way you've made it there in time and back. Oh, everyone's talking about it. Korth has fallen. Karrlakton's fallen. Vardenfall has fallen. Karnath Burns. He slowly, realization begins to set in. Takes another step towards you. Leans forward and whispers in your ear. I'm not the man you think of me, brother. Truly I'm not.
You have done nothing to change my opinion of you.
And you've done nothing to have me change my opinion of you, but that's neither here nor there. I don't do things only for myself. I'll prove it. Takes a step back. I will make for Chroma Peak. We will gather the wardens that guard these halls. Should they believe me, 10,000 troops can march into Karnath, but that will take time.
I am just giving you the benefit to secure the Moorholds.
Go now, brother. I will do what is needed, as I always have. Peace be with you. And he turns on his heel and he walks away.
Okay. I want... Is it possible for us to get to, as I see it, is it possible for us to get out into the city and visit House Deneath?
The city is there's a lot of activity going on, but yeah, there would be no reason why you couldn't. I mean, at this point in the day, I mean it's before noon still. I mean, teleportation's a hell of a thing.
I want to go to House Civis and just blanket, how much ever I have to spend, just blanket messaging.
Pretty sure.
Go ahead and roll me an intelligence check.
Twitter has done its job.
10 is exactly the minimum you would need to realize. He probably heard about it because Civis has received messages.
Okay.
Like, if it's been heard here in Karunda Gate that Karnath Burns, Civis is doing what Civis does. Word is being spread as quickly as possible.
And then House Deneath, because I'll know he has more weight in House Deneath than I do.
Not really.
Not really.
No?
He's a soldier of House Deneath. He doesn't have a name. You
So-
have a name.
If I know Civis has gotten all the messages out, could I reasonably follow that train of thought to say House Deneath knows about it too?
If Civis knows about it, probably every house knows about it.
Okay.
Everybody
Yes,
knows.
we can go now. That my plan was 5 steps behind.
No, you talk to Hasseth. You convince Hasseth to do what needed to be done.
Yeah,
Okay.
small problem. I need a nap before we teleport again.
Okay. Well,
So we're going to be here a while.
passeth will.
Yeah, no, is that in? I like that in. People
So-
say
The lantern's home.
So we
We
have your
go-
count of teleportations now. Yeah.
Okay.
No, 3.
I go to the inn of the lantern's home and buy a room for each of us.
Nothing.
When you walk in, and approach the counter, the dwarf recognizing you. Oh, room for tonight?
not the whole night, just long enough for me to rest. I'm very.
On the house. Is it true what they say?
So it's the armies of the undead march, and we're all doomed.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Don't worry though, I fight them to the bitter end.
Well, I don't have any faith in you, but I have faith in you.
Fucking short people, I should have massacred dwarves too.
You're lucky I'm not there.
It's just like
Make
You
us
feel
proud.
that punch.
Do what you can. The dark days are possibly in our future.
Dark days
Dwarves
have been your present. I mean, you live
Dwarves and
underground.
Wow.
But your room is comped.
Wow, you ass.
Yeah, your room is comped. Wine and food is sent up to your room, so you guys can at least get some kind of
I
rest.
have a very, very strange request.
Yes.
May I fiddle around in your kitchen for just this?
Roll me a Constitution check real quick.
Oh, that's
Oh,
right.
wait, no, I don't have.
You have a level of exhaustion now.
Well, the exhaustion doesn't matter, but he doesn't have advantage.
Yeah,
on it
so
regardless.
go ahead and roll again because you have disadvantage on all checks.
Disadvantage on all checks.
Still good.
So not bad. 23.
While you could push yourself past, with him sleeping, might be a good time to take a nap.
So no.
Don't be stupid.
I mean, no, you can. It's your choice. This is 100% your choice. You can, but with him sleeping, you can sleep to get rid of the exhaustion, or you can push through.
Tell you what.
Well, I just wanted to cook a.
Can he sleep? Can he sleep in the kitchen? Let's split this difference.
That wouldn't give you enough time to sleep afterwards.
is he still
So
sleeping with
it's
the
your
sword?
choice of which two. And the Gorman would be for the three of you.
I'm not even taking a full day, man. As soon as I'm ready to go, I'm out.
Yeah, I'll sleep then.
Yeah.
You too?
Yeah, the two people who were exhausted.
I mean, you got, that'll cure your, like,
I
Resting
spent all
gets rid of
night
a
playing
point of
whack-a-mole.
resting gets rid of a single point of exhaustion. So your single point of exhaustion for both of you will be gone, and you are able to recover your spells at least. By the time you wake up, it is well into nightfall. And you guys can tell that, because in Karrlakton Gate and Chroma Peak, when it is nightfall, the lights change from a yellow to a white outside.
Are they awake when I wake up?
Wouldn't that make it brighter?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, great. We all ready. Wine for me. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Within the room, as you guys are gone, the door opens with the guy with the more cheese and stuff. What room number were they in? Are you sure?
Put leg.
Fucking wizards.
Where is it you're going to back to?
The Demon Waste
Magic users.
Ass Hat's throne room.
Okay, so you headed back into Margdar.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh, get my slave. I'm joking.
As you all appear, thankfully you had been within Yugelnach's throne room after it changed into what its actual physical form was. So you know how to get
actual
into
physical
there.
form.
Yes. And with him dead, the anti-teleportation abilities are gone. You all appear.
I'm close enough to both of them to do.
I can feel the shuriken just pointed at
Yeah,
me.
you're basically in between the two of them. When you appear, you are now standing within a room, a very familiar looking room with the columns around there. Instead of the one solitary chair, there are 12 chairs around this room.
Oh, it's council.
Each of them are sitting down. When you appear next to a Kenku that appears to be speaking to this assembled mass. And in mid-sentence, as you all appear, he turns, immediately pulls out a blade and jumps back. And you see other guards from the sides come up with their hand crossbows raised, and you can see shadows begin to move and twist and form around all of them.
Yep, there's the shuriken.
That speaks as him.
Greetings.
There's a few moments of these assembled members
Who are
looking
all assembled?
at each other.
What's assembled is the actual question.
That is a good question.
You have but a few words. Use them wisely.
The Revengers are assembled.
The army.
Arnos, cast out, severed from us. Why do you return?
An army of the dead is on the march. And the maze isn't going to stop them.
We have heard whispers. And the Kenku that is a few feet away from you with the and goes, yes, I speak to them of this now. He puts his blade away. You recognize him.
Is
As
it the other winged one?
It's the other winged one, the one that helped you into this place. He takes a step forward and embraces you, full on. Embraces you.
Yeah.
As he steps back, you can see he's been wounded recently.
Fighting demons?
Undead.
They already made it here.
No, but Karnath is overrun. We have our spies everywhere now. We have become a consortium of spies.
An appropriate use of our skills.
He turns to the assembled council. Without his help, we would still be subservient to the demon Kerr. If it costs my life, I ask you hear him out. He takes a step back and yields the floor to you. They sit there in dead silence.
You killed his people. You did something.
We need any help that you can provide. We need to get to the leader of these undead and kill them. Strike at the heart.
What is it you ask for? One of them says. As he leans forward, his
Information.
fingers steepled.
Information. Bodies. Soldiers. Well, assassins.
He controls light and dark to a degree we have not seen. Our own greatest spy. And he casts a sideways glance to the king who stepped away. Was unable to draw close to him. What is it you ask of us, brother? What is it you need?
We just need a chance. We're already doing what we can to assemble armies to deal with the army, but they are not. That's not what we need to deal with.
I know of the magic the human uses. You may take 5 others with you. 5 others you shall have. Use them as you will. And he just looks around the room. And as he locks eyes with each person, they step forward and stand next to you. Each of them as they do them. I stand with you, brother.
I'll nod to each in turn.
It's almost like these Kenku were darker than the shadows around them.
That would leave them silhouetted.
You know.
You have what you came for. Leave our presence. And may fate be on your side.
Next time I show up, it'll be less rude.
Let us hope so. We have much to discuss.
Mm-hmm. We do.
It looks over at you. You may go now.
Are you going to leave presents for them?
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Honestly, this went much better than I thought it would. Because they tried to kill me again.
You?
That's the last word.
You and 5 other Kenku. Where are you traveling to?
Anywhere else we need to stop?
That you need to stop, or the rest of us need to stop?
I need to go see the warden.
Well,
Or he does.
Where are the three of you going?
That's an excellent question. Where are the three of us going?
Mr.
Or
Teleporter.
8 of us? Or are you referring to these three?
I will assume you already had the plan before you snapped your fingers.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was about to say. Is he just jumped without thinking?
I do that a lot.
It's explained. That's not out of the realm of possibility.
It's like,
Why are we in the ocean? This is bullshit. No wonder Geralt hates
He
teleportation.
teleports and then reappears right where he was. Oh yeah, I have to pick a destination.
what a spell slot burned.
20 miles ahead of where we stopped last time?
You'd have to stop to a place that you've seen unless you want to take the chance.
The limit of what I could see from where we were at last time.
Yeah, you can get yourself a decent idea. The three of you appear. You're in an open field. There is no one around you. It is night, but you can see that there are fires in the distance.
Okay. I turn to Aranos.
You'll narrow it down.
Quite honestly,
Do
that
you
was
know
much better
how
than
to-
the trees.
Do you know how to get in touch with your significant other?
Nope. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Fickle as the wind. She says hi to me, not the other way around.
I can do that, but I don't want to.
To be fair, she has consistently kept you from your 10-day thing.
7-day thing. She's late.
You
said
yeah,
a
she,
week.
yeah, she is. She is. So you would know anytime now. She's going to come in for a interplanar booty call. Is it a booty call if you're married? I don't know.
Are we married? Does she even understand that concept?
Do you have a thing of...
She's had a husband before, so...
Yeah, clearly.
So the chickens
her
weren't all in
idea
one.
of divorce till death do us part. Yeah.
Yeah,
Do
he
you
did
have-
kill the ex.
a thing of her? Something from her plane?
Yeah. I got my bow.
Would that count?
For...
On a tuned item for plane shift?
She promised him a child.
I still got it.
Go ahead and roll me a straight intelligence check.
Oh,
We've been doing counterspell wrong too. It's spellcasting ability, not arcana. That's one thing we've been doing wrong.
Oh, that's much better.
Exactly.
15 plus is a 15.
Okay. It was built of that plane, so I mean,
Wait,
are you talking about for plane shift? You already have a rod for the Feywild. You got it when you enter
Oh, right,
Queen
yeah.
Lee's plane.
So we could go
The rod for the Feywild?
now if you wish.
You calm down.
I won't say no.
But then we have to stay there. Because I only have one more.
I'm waiting
spell
for
of
the
that
downside.
With that 15, you know that it is entirely possible for you to pop into the Feywild, go to pop out, and forget everything that happened.
Yeah.
This might be bad though because I don't want to forget that we have to save this plane. And I really don't like the Feywild. On a scale
I'm
of...
still trying to figure out why.
You know the base of the magic would be you would
Because
forget
not everybody's
everything that
fucking the
happened
queen.
while you were in the Feywild. You would still remember you
Fair enough,
were-
still trying to figure
you
out why.
went somewhere, or you'd be like, so when are we going, guys? Like, hey, so we're going to go to Feywild, right? Because you would forget everything that you did while we
Yeah,
were
like
in the
remember I
Feywild.
did.
Okay. So I would forget everything that happened there, so I might need to write myself a note saying that we went there and she may or may not help us. But
Also, time is fun.
How would you want to bet she cheekily takes out
And
of
time
your
is
pocket?
very funky.
I would leave it where I'm coming back. I'm not that stupid.
How much you want to bet she finds a
I
way to
summon
take it
Hamish.
regardless?
I would say, you guys figure this out. I'm gonna go help where I can.
Yeah, we go back. So when we
The
get
two of
back,
you can fly. You're right.
is there anywhere else that we need to go?
Oh, you're back.
Oh, I brought more chickens.
Oh, are you sure?
Yeah, you don't even see them until he points them out.
Yeah. Are you sure you want to call them chickens? Are you sure?
You hear a
I
voice
mean-
behind you. You really don't.
They were me before.
We don't call
Elsie
them
Reaches?
chickens.
So anywhere else we need to go?
Eldin
So he's
reaches.
gonna be killed by his own allies before he
We
gets
still need. We still need the wardens. We still need. Why don't you just like say her name and see if she pops up for your
Pretty
wife?
sure that
Tass
We-
raises his voice. And, what's the plan?
Yeah, that's a good question.
So we
Massive
gather
army.
everything we can.
He doesn't have a
I'd
courtship
take-
dance.
Okay, but
Like-
you're able to bring, from my count, you're
Yeah,
able to do
honestly,
8 people.
We did not see that
Yeah.
part. If we did,
So,
we forgot.
In about 3 years, we'll be okay to fight him. those.
No. The army comes and meets and attacks Strahd on the ground. And V teleports in and assassinates the motherfucker.
Okay, that sounds like a great plan to blow up in our face. So,
I agree. I don't like teleporting.
something a little more detailed than that would probably be helpful.
You know I don't like.
We shove a hammer up his ass.
I mean,
how are we gonna get there?
I mean, I can get it into there.
Wait, what do you mean you can get into there?
I can get into there. It's got doors and it's got windows. I can get in there.
I can too.
You know who else is
I
good
think
at
I have a few
sneaking?
times.
Rotmere.
You
Rotmere is very
brought
good at sneaking.
more of
He was never.
him. I don't. Why are you look so? I'm not even gonna try.
Don't ask.
But you brought them, and they look like they can sneak, and one of them just kind of nods his head. So, okay, so we got some people who can sneak, and some of you guys can sneak.
I'm pretty
Rotmere
decent.
can.
We got halflings coming up to kick him in the dick, just like those halflings do.
Yep.
But what's the plan?
We
Smack
need a
him back
distraction
halfway.
while we try to at least get in there and kill Strahd.
I once heard an epic. It was great.
Did they all die at the end?
No. It was great. Like, it took 8 years to tell. But
It was rushed.
at the end of the 8 years, they were just all making stupid decisions. And it just didn't work out very well. I mean, because their plan was dumb. Like, why would you ever send cavalry ahead for no goddamn reason? Like, why would you do that? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, why don't we solidify a real plan of what we're doing and then get whatever we need to make that plan work instead of just kind of grabbing whatever we can. Because at this point we have another day. You said 2 days? So we'd have another day. We'd have to do this tomorrow. Oh, he's not even here.
At the outside, we have 3 days.
So far, we're preparing for the army. And
Okay, so what do we got?
and
So what do we want to do with
these
the
five
army?
are going to help us with our infiltration.
As far as I'm concerned, we're it. It's us.
Yep.
King Caius is gone. Lady Morwen is barely holding on, and she's leaning on us already. So, with our 7 stupid heads, if we can put them all together, we might be able to come up with one not terrible plan.
There's
So,
8 of us, first of all.
what is that terrible plan gonna do?
What did Hassan say?
What do we want to do?
You kill Strahd.
Again, great end result, but
How do we get?
how do we get to there?
Army,
Step 1,
army
we do
distracts
something.
Strahd.
Step 2, I don't know. Step 3, I don't know.
Profit.
Step 4, profit. But we need the rest of the steps.
And distract Strahd.
Yes, brings out his forces. Okay.
Then we go in.
We sneak in.
How?
How?
I can't sneak.
Well, I've been there many times, and there's no magic to block my teleportation, so usually I just do the snap thing.
Unless Strahd can stop your teleportation.
So then we teleport to somewhere else with a defined circle that I know nearby.
Where to?
Our
Maybe
house.
the keep.
Or the lessers. Yeah.
Why are you coughing?
It's that
The circle in Learman's house. Yeah, how did I forget that one? So there's a circle in Learman's house, which is right next to
Which
the
is-
keep.
About a half a mile away, but
It's
That's
a-
close enough.
It's pathetic, practically right next when you're speaking of planet mechanics.
okay. So
oh,
Wait, so we're plane shifting to the keep?
No, we're teleporting.
Isn't it keep a different pocket dimension?
no.
Oh, by the way,
it's solid now.
when Liam
Wait,
and
what?
when Lehman died, it kind
Wait,
of.
Liam died?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, why'd you fucking drop it on him like that?
that's okay. You just drank shit beer.
You did. They ferment the shit.
Rolling,
Oh, yeah, I did.
rolling an attack roll to throw the fuck in his face.
Wait, who are you attacking?
Luck point.
Okay.
Luck point.
Actually, you can only use the luck point once
Oh.
per roll.
So no.
So you
So
go to
samurai
swing at him,
advantage then.
You would have had to do it beforehand.
Yeah, mother.
But if you're trying to swing at him, you can hit him.
No, I'm trying to throw the
hit
fucking
him.
shit beer mug at his face.
Well, you hit him in the chest with it. Yeah, he's hard to miss.
He
But
really
Flynn doesn't
is.
have the reflexes.
Plus, he's very gaudy, so it's like
Yeah.
he's just hard to miss.
I'm pretty sure he's
Did
got
you
a
take the
magnet
shit off
on.
of him. But here's the thing: that shit beer tastes really fucking good.
To you.
That's not the fucking point.
You probably drink worse.
That's not the fucking point. It wasn't made of poop.
It's delicious.
He's like,
Well,
that's just cool.
Delicious
Yeah.
poop beer.
As you all,
This kid's going, it's delicious.
so as you all are collected, Tass just kind of throws his hand up in the air.
So
Like, well, whatever you guys decide to do, I'm with you. But I don't want to see us die. I don't want to see it. That's all I'm saying.
We teleport into Leomans and make our way into the keep unobserved.
Okay, how? Because no offense, like I can do it. I know you can go invisible.
I could
I
go
can't
invisible.
I can make a couple of people go invisible.
You should probably do that to me.
I could go
But
invisible.
I mean, you can be as invisible as you want, but you're like a frying pan getting
Oh
thrown
yeah,
down the
no,
stairs.
I can't sneak at all.
And no offense to you.
Oh no, he
but-
can sneak. He's very stealthy.
Okay, I don't want to take your word for it because I've heard you try to sneak.
No,
So,
he did
we
sneak.
got some people who can sneak, but we got a
Born in
giant
the
half
Temple of
orc.
Omu, he was very stealthy.
We got a
No,
giant
he
half orc.
wasn't.
We got you. We got the dwarf.
He was.
Okay, so we got
And
some
she sneaks, it's like-
problems with them.
I can take care of getting to that plan.
yeah.
Okay, but the question is, what do we do when we get there? Are we just running in and trying to kill them? Like we don't know what we're coming up against, right? Like have you fought Strahd before? Because I fought Strahd before, and he basically wiped the floor with us.
Yeah, no,
Worse
yeah,
than
that's
a death
fine.
god or better than the death god?
Worse than a death god.
So that's not good.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the one I killed.
So yeah, you know 100% way worse.
So we send in the Kenko to
Yeah, way worse.
reconnoiter? Yeah, that's the word. Reconnoiter. And tell us
Reconnaissance, you fucking
what's
buffoon.
there. That's the right word. Shut the fuck up.
Like a shit beard feeding motherfucker.
Tell us what's there and where it's
Here,
at.
have some more.
And then we attack in a very coordinated fashion to kill as
Big
many
plate
things
mail
as
hand
possible.
pushes it away.
Okay, so all right.
All right.
Anybody else have any another plan?
Why am I making some fucking plans? I don't do plans.
Flynn
I
turns
burn
into
things
a-
and I teleport.
Flynn teleports
Why don't we
in,
get
turns
some
into a
arrows?
T-Rex, absorbs all
I
the
second
attacks.
his proclamation. Why is he making the plan?
Why don't we get some air
Just
support?
give me a good
Air support. Oh wait, hold up.
Just give me a good vantage point and I'll shoot him.
We can see if
You shot him last time. How well did that work?
Not well.
He's got the anti-Strahd blade, and he just points, and Thraka points it
what
at me.
did Hasseth
Wait,
say?
anti-Strahd blade.
It's
You know,
an anti. It's
the
like
lightsaber?
it's like a saber
But it's not
made
so,
of light.
That one, yeah, no, I saw
Yeah.
that.
But it's not quite so just lady now. It's actually actual.
Yeah, it turns out it's an intelligent weapon.
Huh.
Maybe like artifact level.
Wow, that's a lot has changed since I've been gone.
But anyway,
So
What
older.
did my brother say? Is he going to support us or not?
I remember. I got this. Ruff, ruff, ruff. I'm a pompous ass. I'm not doing anything else, son of a bitch.
Rotner, what did our brother say? Will the house fight with us?
He will marshal the Moorholds to protect the Moorholds.
He
What
did
about us?
say he would march to Karnath.
He said 500 men would help us, but I doubt they can get here in time.
How long is it a march from the Moorholds?
Can he shoot the sun sword at him?
Weeks.
The nearest city?
We're not shooting them.
I mean, to be fair, if you can get House Orion behind you, you guys have the lightning rail. And the good news is Karrlakton is a hub for the lightning rail, so all paths lead to there. So you could conceivably, that's dying.
How do we get House Orion behind us?
So sorry guys, we're gonna turn
Did
this
you
off. We're gonna
guys
do it
think-
out of my laptop.
Unless you wanted to plug
Did
this
you
into it.
all think
Yeah.
to have Hasseth maybe contact the other houses since he does have influence with them?
That
It's so
was
cool to just load the sword
stated
in.
Did he say he would?
in his own
Wait.
way, yes.
Turn on once it hits him.
But he can't help us immediately.
It's intelligent.
With the lightning
You
rail.
can transform.
going.
You say we have halflings coming.
Yes.
A week.
We have
You're like Obi-Wan
House
getting hit by Vader.
to counteract coming. We have.
I mean, it's your house. How you not swear? No, I cannot say.
I am married out of the house now.
As it sounds like, I mean, we can get a good force here. Problem is the time.
Yeah.
It
I
is
mean,
the time.
the thing is, like, do we want to wait? I mean, I know Lady Morwen is talking about we need to kill him as fast as possible. I can understand. Like, you're saying Kais is a fucking vampire? Like,
Yeah.
like
Yes.
great, that's awesome. But he's what, a Strahd's vampire?
He is the
Yeah.
second
Also, yeah.
created by Strahd.
First
So,
created
yes.
by Strahd.
That's the issue. I mean, Strahd can sit there.
He was
till
the
he's-
second
He was the first
ever
one created by.
vampire.
He's the
But
second
if he
ever.
has control of Karnath and its army, then it's only going to get worse.
Yes. So we need to distract his army and make a surgical strike.
What's a big enough target to distract an army of 10,000, 100,000?
Flynn turns somebody into a T-Rex. There you go, big target.
Or a dragon.
I think that might only work once. You've
That
got-
turns
I
someone
think
out
the
of you like
plan
your
to kill
magic.
Strahd is probably our best bet.
Is there
And
any? Are there any other Kenku coming?
Nope.
Okay. So we still have
Wait,
to.
how many can you teleport? Because there's 5 other Kenku and all of them.
You
Yeah.
can only do 8, but they teleport on their own, and we're close enough for them to fly anyway.
Oh, they can?
Well, these Kenku can't fly.
They don't fly.
We're close
So
enough.
these Kenku can teleport short distance like these are the shadow
that's creepy.
monks.
These guys are what I was before I got my wings back.
So yeah, they might be able.
So you're not a monkey now?
So we still.
So they shampoo like off a bleach.
No.
Lady Morwin
Poof, poof.
hasn't heard any word yet,
Task,
possibly
what the hell is
from
bleach?
from the wardens yet. We could still try to get a hold of Riker's army to see if they're possibly on the way. We don't know. If word has gotten out, and they might be coming this way. We can also see if any armies from other nations, or if House Deneth is mobilizing, or if House Kneath is sending out their automatons.
But how much time do we have for all of that?
We've already.
We don't know.
We've already
if
contacted the
anything.
the two peoples that are closest, the Morholds and the Talenta Plains.
Yes.
We act with what we have.
We don't have the time to
Now.
mass an army big enough.
Could you have your men gain intelligence?
I'm sure they would. You know, you heard them in the council chamber. They
I
can't
don't
get very
think they're
close.
his men.
One of them steps forward. What is your bidding?
We need to know
Where Strahd is?
where Strahd is and what he has in his immediate vicinity.
And we
He
the
nods,
forces he has.
takes a step back, and now they're gone.
No,
Hey.
it was nice knowing them.
It was
Birdman.
nice knowing maybe. It was nice knowing maybe one of them. I'm sure most of them will make it back.
Anywho,
So what's the plan still? Did
Oh,
you
let's
just do reconnaissance for
we
us?
can
We still
try
need information.
to gather more strength, but every hour we waste is another. How many soldiers to Strahd's cause?
The crux of our plan is to distract Strahd's army so that
How
we can make a
much more
surgical
comfortable
strike.
does he become in his fortress? How much more power does he gather?
I'm not sure how comfortable he can be in a place that we know well.
Pretty comfortable. considering
Remains
that
the same way. He has powerful magic.
well, if Strahd knows what this is and he holds the sword up,
That will be a big distraction. I think he already knows you have it.
this is crazy, but I could be the bait.
Well, I was just thinking the same thing.
I mean,
Wait, what?
a T-Rex could be a bait too.
What the fuck you keep offering me for bait?
You could turn other people into T-Rexes, you mongoloid.
Because you're the
This
master
has
of
directly
baiting.
threatened Strahd's life.
Yeah. As
So-
far as he knows, that's the only thing that threatens his life. But he doesn't know we have it united.
But once he knows, would he send his armies to vanquish this threat? Would he empty the city out?
But then he would.
Then what good would it be if that was you? You're with that out there instead of in there
If
killing
I may,
him. Yes.
put us at the vanguard of an army. Let's clash for a little while, and then we teleport in.
He will be weaker.
Yeah, but so will he, by all accounts.
He will not be weaker.
I'm referring to what he has to come to his defense for when we teleport in.
If we pull him out of positions, then he's already weaker.
What would empty the city of his army?
Something for him to destroy to add to his army.
A dragon.
A large enough force.
A large
any
force of
dragons?
2,800 halflings.
I don't know. Do we have dragons, dinosaur tamer?
No, it's dinosaurs, not dragons. Different thing altogether.
Scaly, it's big, it's stompy, it's mean.
No, one's smart, the other's dumb.
You fought the
That's
dragon.
Khorvaire.
You know what it is. Much less than a T-Rex, even though I tackled it off a building. So that wasn't the point.
I mean, you'd be a man down in the fight with Strahd, but
We'd be down the most important thing and the thing 100% necessary to us.
Yeah, that's...
You hear the sword in your mind. We cannot be sidelined. We must destroy Strahd. We are the only ones that can do it.
but
Or
I'm just sitting here looking at the sword, and telepathically I'm saying,
Why are you looking at the sword?
let him be
oblivious.
alone be the distraction. Draw the army out. We
But
teleport in, then you
we
teleport
could
in.
indirectly
That's a lot of us. That's a lot of use
influence
spells.
the battle.
That's a lot of use spells.
That's my greatest power wasted on teleportation. How about now we go to Orion and see if we can get a scroll so I don't have to use any of my spells, so I can use them for fighting
No,
Strahd.
they don't use scrolls. They use Dragonmark people.
Or maybe get them to teleport us in.
Um,
I know it's a combination to give them for Liam and Sack.
the voice in your mind. The most important thing is to have me there to kill him. Name me another force that can defeat him, and I will go along with your plans.
I nod. How would you empty the city of his army? Because we can't hack through it.
I can
Your
provide a
friend
juicy
says he
target.
can teleport you, and you may be able to be sneak thieves and make your way in, or send a call out to him. Throw the gauntlet down. Take him in honorable combat.
Use a bitch.
Yeah, this conversation out loud or in his head?
In his head.
Okay.
But he is not a being of honor.
I know him far better than you.
Does he do this now?
He's more honorable than you think.
How would I say
Lots of
this?
people do that now. She was doing that for a while too.
That
What?
idea. That was
Blanking out and having
you know, you guys can just move the light so you can get through and then move it back.
Could you please
Can you like raise the
cut me in on the conversation? Because this one-way talking is very fucking creepy. I hated it when she did it. I don't like it when you do
Well,
it.
you don't need, he's not even talking, he's just staring at it. She would actually speak out loud and you only hear the replies.
Yeah.
Hello, stop staring at the sword and talk to us.
Yes, it's very shiny.
This is my rifle. This is my gun.
This is my
This is for pleasure. This is for fun.
I put the sword back in the makeshift holster that I.
Yeah, it's basically just a thong that you put in that's about that long.
Yeah.
The rest of the blade stays open.
Yeah.
Is he able to like let go of it
Walking
yet?
around combat, they might accidentally kill
Okay.
As long as it's on his person.
Like he's just waving around a sheathed sword. Just like-
But
I want to go say hi to Strahd the worst way.
Mr. Von Zarovich,
How are you gonna send him?
recommended that I challenge Strahd and see if that would spark any response.
Why not?
How
What's
would
the
we
worst that
challenge
happened?
Strahd? And who's Mr. Von Zarovich?
It's fine. We have House Silver send him a
Von
message.
Zarovich is Strahd's son.
Yeah, but why are we talking? Why is Strahd talking about himself?
It's not Strahd, it's the sword. It's apparently his long lost dead uncle's aunt's brother's cousin's nephew's
brother.
daughter.
Wait, so
Former
his brother's
roommates.
soul-
apparently,
What does that make
Is
us?
like his soul trapped in the sword?
apparently, yes.
So
Yeah,
it's like the
something like
soul
that.
sword,
Yeah.
Something like that, yes.
like the soul caliber or something.
I don't know. Possibly.
Beat me to that punch.
Do you know of a way to send a message to Strahd?
I'll say this. We have his name, they have the spell.
His eyes and ears are everywhere.
I wish
I'm sure.
I.
You could just speak loud for it and I can easily hear you.
That's true.
Oh,
Well, that's
hello, Strahd.
fun.
Well, we challenge you to meet us.
Where?
You turn and you see Strahd is rubbing his hands and
Wait, he's right next to
Warming
him.
himself by a fire.
Because everybody just jumps with their arms like.
it has been very interesting to listen to you all talk. That's very good.
I'm not.
How long have you been there?
long enough to hear every bit of your conversation.
Even
But
this?
it's I know what he carries, and that is fine.
Velzen.
I am here, once again, one last time, to once again give you the same offer that I have been so generous in giving you thrice before. But it will not be given again.
Didn't you say
Join
that the
me.
last 2 times?
Become the lieutenants in my army. It is better to be on the devil's side than in his path.
Bullshit.
And believe me, you do not want to be in my path. You wish to come and fight me? Of course. The only way you're going to destroy my army is by destroying me. Every one of your allies that I cut down, I will raise and have him fight and kill and rape the other allies you have.
Why does the raping come after the killing?
Isn't it worse that way?
Well, it's technically not rape if they don't have a will, so...
We're not discussing this.
Never mind. Do you accept the challenge? Will you meet us in honorable combat?
Oh, sure. I will. Which one of you will fight me?
I will.
No. He will.
Fine.
I will fight you.
Oh, that is great. I would love to kill you one at a time. That will be very easy. I'll even let the rest of you, each one by one, pick up the sword afterwards, and each of you can try. You all could not beat me with 6 of you at the height of your power, and you want to send one of them to slaughter. That is a good plan to me. Let's do this. I like this. Let me drain each of you, turn you to my way, and I'll send each of you to kill yourselves. How about that? Sound good?
It is a
Not
stupid
really.
plan.
I
Allow
am
us
very,
to fight
very
you all
generous.
at once.
Why would I allow you to do anything?
You already
Listen,
said that we couldn't beat you,
You
at
could
the
take us
best
easy
of our
that way.
power. Why not allow us to try
yes,
it again?
because fighting against my ego is really going to help you again. Didn't help you last time. Look, this is very simple. I have an army, the likes of which this world has never seen. Even the undying of Karnath are not nearly as deadly as the troops that I have at my command. And I send them out to all 4 corners of the world. I will own this place. I will own everything in it. That is my birthright. You can either get on my side or be trampled underfoot. It is your choice. You may do as you wish. Frankly, I do not care. But if you expect to lure me out, it is not going to happen. If you want to bring the fight to me, well, I shall be ready. I give you tonight to think about it. Tomorrow, you make your choice. Either we're enemies or we're allies.
If we are
It is up to you.
allies, we come to you the throne room and
He turns and walks into the fire, and you realize the apparition that was Strahd was just that.
I'm glad I didn't waste a bullet on it.
Yes, thank you. We are all next to you. Saved our hearing this time.
Is fucking Tentacle Dad still watching?
Well, in our current state,
Roll me an insight check.
we're incapable of forming a plan because we do not have the knowledge we need. I think we need to act and then rely on
Luck point.
fate.
Fuck.
5?
Nope.
Also, his presence in my mind leaves whenever Strahd shows up. As far
so
as I can tell.
we sleep. Then we go to Karrlakton and offer him our services.
I can't lie. And I'm not
Is
going
it-
to say that lie.
It's not a lie. Just don't talk.
Lie by omission.
Don't talk. Like always, just shut the fuck up and let me talk.
Don't you have silence?
You do.
Hey!
Wait, hold up.
Strahd doesn't have allies. He has property.
So we offer our services.
We offer to become his property.
Yeah, and then he knights us in the throne room
So,
in a
I'm
proper
going to do the
fashion
chant
in
that
the
I
throne
did
room.
last
Yeah,
time to
that's
get a
right.
hold of Tentacle Dad.
I'm sorry?
Who says
I'm going to
he
go
doesn't
off
have
somewhere private
magic
and do the
to
chant that I did
bind
last time in
our
the
words
other realm to
to
get
our actions?
attention from Tentacle Dad.
Okay.
Because
We'll
then
get to
the
that in a minute.
magic takes time.
You all can see Thraka turn around and walk
What if
away.
you do true resurrection on Strahd? Would that make him alive?
Yeah, he does that kind
That
of
would be
thing.
hilarious.
Nope.
We're not gonna Final Fantasy this though.
We just walk in,
Just use some Phoenix down on him.
and then what happens
Throw a feather at
when
me.
we
Just
offer what we have to offer happens.
What do we have to offer?
But he will let us in to accept our offer.
Perry disappears.
Okay.
What's that? Faxes.
Take me to the Tsar, please. We'll come back in the morning.
Whoa, hold up.
We only have one day. I can't waste the magic to come back.
You can rest there.
Yeah, and then I waste spells to come back. There's
One
no...
spell to come back.
Wait, do you know anyone over there who can teleport you back?
Nope. There's no House Orion. There's no
one's a
over there.
spellcaster over there?
Well, there's spellcasters, but you gotta remember, 5th level spells, super rare. And they couldn't get you back where they are now. You'd have to teleport them to a circle.
At this point, I'm probably one of the...
Most powerful casters in the world.
No.
don't stroke his ego further than it has to be, David.
It's not.
Can you send a message to Lazar?
Lady Morwen speaks up. I am able to do this, yes.
What message? Yeah, we could do that, and then we have to
Can you
wait
send it
spells.
to my husband? He does have a warding against it in his house. Well, our palace, unfortunately.
I'm
He
sure
will receive the message. Is there anyone else that I can send it to that could speak to him outside of his palace?
you would know. You. Not.
Possibly the butler, but
Send
He'd
it to my
probably be
father.
within there.
Alfred?
he doesn't know your father. No, I mean, like, doesn't... He could send it to his father, but can't that kind of magic go through that barrier? It's just like a
How large of an
divination.
area are you talking?
It's the entire palace.
Does his father live within the palace?
No, but what I'm saying is that can't it go through that barrier? It's not... You can't,
Teleport
like,
in?
see into that area.
It would block the message until he were to leave the domicile.
Okay.
But if he left and he would receive it, how often does he leave?
Well, lately he has been overseeing his fleet of air skiffs.
So not often. So perhaps would be better to use an intermediary.
Your father, then.
If you are so distasteful of that option, is there another option you have?
No, just trying to think of a way to get his father past the guards.
He's got to wait.
Okay. Then we can do that.
Describe your father to me, and you can go.
Yeah.
And I can send a message of 25 words. It is better if you have something concise to say. Write it down so I may speak it verbatim.
And who else can we send? Can we talk to? Does
I
anyone?
can do that 2 other times today.
We can
That is
contact possibly the wardens if we weren't able to. Were you able to receive word?
Well, House Civis has sent out messages.
What about those like?
Why are we
Druids
trying
and
to
stuff.
summon more help at this point? No one will get here before tomorrow, and Strahd
Yes, but in case we fail.
if
Well,
we fail-
Civis has spread the word already, so people know. We need to trust they can protect themselves. I think we need to act.
Yeah, like, out of character, like, it's like, we've done all that we can to marshal stuff, however, at this point, it's just like beating around the fucking dead horse, but not actually on the dead horse at this point, we're missing the dead horse.
It's
like-
like dinosaurs.
Beating a dead dinosaur?
Yeah. Literally.
So,
Everybody needs a dinosaur.
Oh, he's about to start grooving.
Strahd said he gives us till tomorrow, and then he'll deal with us.
Yeah.
So, one way or another, this is over tomorrow. That's before the halflings get here.
Well, if he was listening to our conversation, he's probably still listening to it.
Yeah.
He probably knows we're planning on accepting his proposal and then stabbing him in the back.
We weren't planning that.
You just said that out loud.
I never said that.
You said that out loud.
You said that out loud. Quite honestly, I think it's a rather fair proposal, and I don't feel like dying.
Roll me an Arcana check.
10.
Most likely, what he used was a version of scrying.
Mm-hmm.
where usually with you have the spell, it's like an invisible node that you're able to view from.
Yeah.
Instead of him using an invisible node, he has somehow managed to adjust the spell to use himself as a visage of that, and be able to speak through it, which is a much more powerful version of a scry. Now that you've seen it, it'd probably be easier to pick up.
Why am I doing this? Everybody get close to me.
Mhm.
Come here.
Yeah.
Anti-magic shell from the Staff of Power.
Okay.
So there we go. No more arcane listening bullshit.
So,
And you all are huddled up,
Yeah, right?
except for Thraka.
Well, I went to follow Thraka.
So,
I'm also on top of.
So it's the 5 of you.
Wait, do I
Like
have
old
both of you up
times.
there? Do I have both of them up there?
Just like
No,
old times.
Tass hasn't done that since he's been back.
Okay,
So,
so
but-
well, only the time that I put him up there and forced him, basically.
Eh.
Hey, Tristan's just like old
we
times.
sleep and attack.
Yeah.
We sleep and try and talk our way in. Either way,
We sleep.
Strahd villains is before the armies get here.
That's true.
One way or the other. We tried to do it by stealth, or we tried now.
Assuming the Kenku can, we could ask them to handle any extraneous vampires.
I can send a message.
To the Kenku?
Well,
Describe him to me.
getting through the city is the problem.
If you don't have to get through the whole city, if you just have to get from Learmon's to Strahd's.
Assuming he doesn't know that we're doing that.
Well, he did hear our conversation earlier.
Exactly.
Our best laid plans are already.
Is there an underground tunnel?
Was there a circle in the palace?
Maybe. Well, Lady Morwen's there. No, it's too much of a risk. If someone were to get it, they'd have a simple way to assassinate me easily.
So it would be convenient for me assassinating someone else right now.
Which, again, in
Oh, the
hindsight,
irony.
you know.
Why you have to be so
But you're a
inconsiderate
vampire.
of assassins?
Well,
they-
I've never been on this side of the assassins before, so
Are there secrets?
Now you know.
Secret tunnels.
The house.
Through the mountains.
through the sewers, there's an escape hatch that leads from the temple to the sewers themselves.
And
So we can strike from the sewers.
You could.
sounds like a really crappy thing to do.
Well,
Did not miss this.
A lot more crap beer.
it's a bit of a trek, but you could do it. It actually comes out of the river.
So we don't even need to teleport. We travel and strike from the sewer.
This is a plan that he doesn't know if your protection holds.
Well, this is the most powerful spell I have for this, so
Now that I've
50-50.
now that I understand what he was doing, I'm able to. I have a spell that allows me to see that which does not wish to be seen, and I've not seen anything that would indicate that he is here watching us now.
Thank you for reminding that. True seeing.
You have true seeing?
It is exactly 25 words.
Okay.
26.
You see, well, she has to wait
Until I drop the anti-magic shell.
until he drops that. But when that drops, once you guys have decided, she will send this. So as you guys continue to converse inside the anti-magic shell,
So what do? So we're going through the sewers?
We'll go through the sewers, and when we actually attack Strahd, we'll request that the Kenku provide what support they can.
To
They've dealt with
eliminate
demons. I'm sure they
any
can
that
kill
might.
them. I'm pretty sure they can kill undead and vampires.
Hopefully.
If they come back with actionable intel, then we might have a plan B.
even as fast as they are, they wouldn't be able to return. They may be able to get there in time to assist, but there's no way they're going to be able to get there and come back.
Okay.
I mean, they're quick, but they're not that quick. At this point, you guys are 3 days walk from Karrlakton.
So,
So they might meet us there.
I'll describe one of the Kenku. I presume the leader of the 5.
The leader of the 5.
To her. Tell her.
You know his name is Earth.
Earth?
E-E-R-T. E-E-R-T-H. Earth.
Earth.
They said Earth.
So, I teleport us there. We rest in the sewers and make our attack.
Okay.
Where will we meet the Kenku?
That's what we're gonna be messaging about.
Have some attack from a different direction.
Or they can just support us.
Another distraction.
And it's the only distraction at this point.
Sure.
Yeah. Well then. So
Let's hope they don't
distraction.
die and turn into zombies and fight us. Like,
Yeah, we don't need shadow dancing zombies, thank you.
Yeah.
Don't worry. If they die, incinerates the corpse.
That's a fucking horror movie and a half.
So they be shadow dancing
You have
ash.
contact with the one they call the Holy Ultra.
Yes.
Should probably give her a message.
Send her a message. Find out. Dictate a message that I can send her. So that we may find what we can, what we know. Hopefully they've been able to at least get something in this direction. Some kind of help. As much as it's important for us to kill Strahd, if we fail, we still have 1,000 people in this field that we must attend to. Even if you survive and manage to kill them, they're still hundreds of miles from anything.
So halflings comes. They gave the word.
But it's a matter of how much time. What do we need to do? Do I need to swing south to Fort Zombie? Do I need to continue east? Do I need to reconnoiter with them somewhere? I need some kind of idea.
According to what I overheard in the Moorholds, Karth has fallen also.
That is...
And there's a V city. Which one starts with V?
Venkol is what you heard. And that one is straight to the east.
Venkol is fallen as well.
Then we have south or southeast to go, but it is still a large area in order to try to traverse. I don't want to miss what would be the saviors of these people and have us die of starvation.
So you want a specific point of where to meet?
At least some kind of idea of what's happening.
What's a good place to meet?
Have them meet at Fort Zombie.
Is that
At least there's some protections there.
What's near the border?
Yeah.
And the lightning rail goes straight through Fort Zombie.
Oh, and they're in Gather.
Okay, so you have an idea of what you got to think of. Thank you for yours, and then what she's going to send to the Kenku. Well, you need to think about exactly what you want her to send. Up to 25 words.
It doesn't need to be even that long, I don't think. Merely describing where to meet us.
So-
not to come back and to meet us right, or to...
Task
meet us
kind
right over
of
there.
pops from. So we're going to go through the sewer. We're going to come out of that secret passage, and we're going to stab him in the asshole.
Yeah.
That's a better plan.
Suicidomy it is.
Suicidomy.
And you
I like
want...
that.
you
So
want
that's
the title of the
that's
episode.
the operation name. Operation Suicidomy.
And the
Why do
Kenku
they
are going to be
always end up in
providing a
operations
distraction or
like this?
support.
Every time.
Yeah, both.
A little bit of both.
Probably sounds like a real pain in the ass.
Embrace the
It does.
contentious properties of
I like
man.
suicide.
How much time
I'm not
till
there,
dawn?
but I like it.
Well, at this point, by the time you guys got back, it's about 10 o'clock at night right now.
Dawn in this area is.
Well, about 5:30, 5:45, right around there.
So we attack 2 hours after dawn.
Let's rest now.
No, we teleport to the sewers, then we rest, so I have my full
Okay.
strength.
Then there we go.
Well, then that's that.
We might not be able to rest in the sewers.
Oh no, there's that charming basement in the serial killer sewers. It was very nice. I remember it quite well from the body parts put everywhere and the creepy bowl.
I don't remember body parts, but bowl, yes.
Oh, was it like a nesting doll full of corpses?
No. So ironically enough, I got very bored and I followed a cult member, and then we killed everybody in the house, and we went down into the basement, and there was a creepy bowl that almost ate my face.
Yeah.
But there's powerful magic in the creepy bowl, so they probably haven't found it yet.
The creep bowl's gone.
There's no more creepy bowl, which is good because then it won't eat my face. But the basement was well fortified and did not smell like shit.
And it was right next to the sewer.
But it is also sewer access.
So we can teleport
Because,
there.
you know, they needed to fix the sewers.
Yeah,
and that
because
was-
I remember it well because of the creepy bull in my face.
Do you want to teleport there now?
Wait, you almost
Red?
did get your fucking
Lady
online
Moreland
stuff.
raised her hand. It may be difficult to find the passage from there. I know one path. That is all that I know. I can describe to you in great detail the entrance to the sewers from the river. You could teleport there and then make your way in the morning. It would be about an hour and a half trek through the sewers in order
But
to get
then
to
we
them.
sleep in the open.
Sleeping.
You're sleeping in the open here.
They don't expect us at the river. They're expecting us here.
Right. Good conversation.
I'm pretty sure he expects us there, but anyway.
So we have an idea of what must be done?
Yes.
Yeah.
Suisodomy operation, suisodomy.
Okay. Then she sends this message, she thinks. And she's standing there for about 2 minutes. She opens her eyes, looks at you. Your father says he won't let you down. He will deliver the message.
Of course you won't let me down.
And he said he
I'm the
loves
only
you.
disappointment in this family.
Hold up.
He just said he loves you.
What?
He said he loves you and he's proud of you.
Oh.
This is my father.
Then
right?
turns and looks at what did you want to say?
The world is ending.
Tell them. Actually, you would know that more than me. Tell them where that sewer entrance is.
What is it exactly you want them to do? You want them to meet you there, or you want them to make their way into the citadel? Which do you prefer?
Prepare for distraction and support.
What distraction? In where? You
Dealing
entering into there.
Dealing
unfriendly
with
forces?
they need to keep extraneous vampires off us so that we are hopefully fighting as little as possible. Once
So-
we are attacking
So do you
Strahd.
want them to just meet
Okay.
you there?
So you want them? What type of message can you give them? What kind of signal can you give them that you wish for them to start killing? I would assume you don't want them to start too early.
That's a good point.
Caw, motherfucker.
Well,
I'll call, motherfucker. I'll call
I know.
as loudly as possible.
When the flames start erupting from the citadel, this is the signal.
That's actually pretty fair.
That would probably be too late. 'Cause
Yeah.
At that
Yeah.
point, then the flames could be erupting as soon as you come into contact with vampires.
You wouldn't happen to know where
Why
the
don't you-
whistling arrow, would you?
On such short notice.
Why don't you just have them meet us and then we'll figure it out from there?
The Carl motherfucker.
Yeah, that would be better if they were in position.
So Carl motherfucker.
Yeah, take position.
But position where? To assist with Strahd or to assist you to get to Strahd?
Distraction.
So
Get to Strahd.
Gets us right.
Okay, I will do my best.
Excellent.
She closes her eyes again for another minute, opens them again, looks at you. He just said, okay.
They are very straightforward. They spent, we've spent a long time not being able to talk. Just because we gain voices doesn't mean we're all
Turns to
going to
you.
become
I
talkative.
have one last
You are very
ability to
talkative.
send a message.
Huh?
You're very talkative.
Send the reinforcements to Fort Zone. On
He
the
is like the ultra
Like,
She closes her eyes, opens them, and you see a hint of a smile appear on her face. She looks at you and she seems very measured.
Yep, that's her.
2,000 troops make their way north along the lightning rail. They've already passed Fort Zombie.
Well, they're all mounted, so.
Well, they are traveling by
Lightning
lightning rail.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
So
pretty
even
fast.
faster. Apparently they were able to commandeer 3 different lightning rails and use them to head north.
Commandeer.
Go for the fucking guy.
How did you want to get that was somewhat coordinated with House Orion?
You hope.
You'd kind of hope they didn't get eaten or
Well, it's
something,
2,000
you know?
instead of 2,800, so you know.
She says there are 15,000 halflings that will be making their way within 3 days' time. So should you fail,
for cleanup, I guess.
at least perhaps we have a chance.
15,000.
A lot of little people.
Luckily, this coincided with the gathering of clans within Gatherhold, or this would not have been able to be possible.
Yes, this was less pleasant than last time I did that. Last time we got drunk.
Hopefully history smiles upon the halflings.
The
They're
fates.
First
Oh.
to respond.
We're very lucky people.
Strahd's whole army may not crumble. Vivane
They
still
don't
needs the
want
help.
You all are a strange lot. Knights of Fate is a suitable name for you all, because fate was not on your side. I don't think any of this could be possible.
Well, before we go, I have one last bottle of brandy. You all drink with me, yeah?
Okay, before that happens, Raka, you walk off, you sit down away from the fire, think inwardly. You reach out with your consciousness. You can always feel that bit of him there. There's always that touch. Just at the edge, you can feel his presence. The gifts he's given leave their mark. You focus on that. You bring that into your mind. And you don't feel his presence. The mark is there. The gifts remain. But he is silent.
I do the chant.
How long do you try for?
As long as it takes till he fucking notices.
An hour passes and there is no response.
Well, that's not good.
Normally you can feel his eyes upon you. Now, his gaze is not upon you. You can take that for ill omen or good.
A little bit of both.
Raka.
Yeah, you didn't see me.
You feel a hand on your shoulder as Perry brings you to from your contemplation.
Are you okay there?
Considering how hard I was focusing, he would probably have to roll a dexterity check.
No, you're not going to hear him.
No, but like
To bring you back. Oh no, you'd feel that instantly.
yeah, no, but
He's gonna take a shot at him because he doesn't know what's touching him.
yeah.
Oh yeah, go ahead if you want to swing at him.
No, it's like that's probably what would happen if you're focusing as hard as you are, like trying to contact Eldritch Being, and all of a sudden, like, oh look, silence! All of a sudden, ah!
So do you want to swing at him?
Like just
Roll a hit.
15 plus 6.
So 21.
Oh, that's a hit.
Yeah, you crack him.
I just came to check on you. What the hell?
Oh, Perry. Oh, thank God it's not Tentacle Dad.
You know, I've been called a few things by the ladies, but Typical Dad is not one of them.
Yeah,
So-
usually it's shithead.
So, good news and bad news. The patron is no longer watching me, so I don't think he wants my soul's butt anymore.
Oh, that's good because I was, you kind of saved me with that, didn't you?
Yeah, but also another bad thing is that there's like no trace of him as far as I can tell anywhere anymore. So he might have just given up on the plane.
One less creepy extra planar
The
idiot trying to meddle with things?
The thing is, one of the things that did the thing with Strahd to make him a science experiment has given up on this plane now that Strahd's here.
Wait. Your Tentacle Dad is one of the things that made Strahd?
Well, he's one of Zoriad, as far as I know.
Oh, we should talk to Truswin about this.
I'm not talking anything about her because she apparently had a hag and a hammer.
You ready, yeah?
Either way,
Yeah, like call out from a ways away.
I feel like I'm missing out on
the
something.
either way, the destroyer doesn't want to destroy
Spy
anymore,
on
so I
them
think he
too,
gave up
spy
on
on
it.
everyone else.
I think I
We'll
will.
go deal with that later. let's go deal with Strahd now.
I'm
You guys had a very long conversation coming about, and he kind of skipped out in the beginning of it, so did he. By the time they're coming back is when you decide to break out the brandy.
Yeah, if you have a drink before we go.
Ah, all right. Wait, where are we going?
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Give me enough brandy and I won't.
No, we need.
I only have one bottle.
Just
I
one
don't
drink.
want you hangover fight.
Oh, yeah, okay. Just give me enough brandy to...
Give
Give me a
as
shot.
much as-
Fuck's sake.
So you pour out some brandy for each person?
Pour 1/8 of the bottle in a glass for each person.
You each
one
have
night.
a cup of very fine brandy.
Look at the bottle and look at Lady Mormon. Oops. I have some wine.
I'm going to go rest.
More wine for me.
Would you like me to heal you before we rest or go?
I just need rest.
Are you sure?
Then she heads off.
I think whatever kept her alive for so long is gone now, and she's faded.
Well, yeah, she's mortal, not she's human.
Yeah, and the eons are catching up.
Well,
Anyway,
the decade is catching up.
better of us to my friends. One last ride together?
Yeah.
Knights of Fate.
The Knights of Fate.
Keep on riding.
To the people that roped me into this shit.
Smash. Snap.
And as we land, oh god.
After a very brief description of the or a rough description of this place, go ahead and roll me percentiles, please.
And where's that strong banner?
And
What does
we're
this
off
always
target
happen
middle.
when I am getting teleported?
You're the bad luck charm.
You are the bad luck charm. Jeez.
Do we need to start calling you
I don't
buns?
even get my arcane
I hate
check on that one.
teleportation campaign, and
We've got
yes,
some percent.
out of this party, yes,
No.
she is the bones of this party.
In the boat. Yeah.
She's bones. Constantly curing someone's diseases.
See, I don't have to worry about that anymore.
Yeah, no, I don't have
93?
to cure you.
93?
Is high good or bad? I don't remember.
Don't remember.
We'll see.
I just don't like it.
Oh.
Are we going to be in a
As
dragon
before.
dance?
You teleporting with him. It's different than when it's felt. You find yourselves standing at the banks of a river,
God damn it.
about 50 feet away from you, to your left. You see what looks to be the entrance to a sewer.
Yes, I didn't miss.
The offshoot of this this sewer going into this river that just carries it down would probably be worse, though it looks like most of these waters touch the Mornland. So there is not much in the way of fish within these waters.
I got it right.
You all stand at the precipice of your entrance back into Karrlakton for your final showdown, for good or ill, with Strahd, the Vampire King. And that's where we're going to go ahead and call it tonight, guys.
All right.
Please join us next week at the same time, in this same place, to see how the Knights of Fate can make their way to Strahd and see if they can survive.
Fuck this all that.
And if they do, we will have ourselves probably another game session after that, but we'll see what happens. Thank you all very much for joining us. Please remember to like us on Facebook. Please like our YouTube channel, www.youtube.com/DysonDudes. Please go on there. Please subscribe. Every subscription, every like video helps us out so much. We really appreciate it. Join us this coming June 1st and June 2nd for International Tabletop Day. Come out, have some fun with us, play with the Dyson Dudes. We got some other content coming down here real quick for you. We got a few special things that we're going to be doing. We hope you guys enjoy as much as we're going to enjoy doing it. Get ourselves some Digi games going too. Thank you all for joining us. Remember, keep rolling them dice. Good night, everybody.